Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes.
I'm a grown-ass man. See, I'm a grown-ass man. Grown-ass man. Hey, everybody. King Dingbat here. I'm in my garage with a cigar. It's only a candy cigar because my wife won't let me smoke one after I put that big fat head up in our bedroom. Let's get rid of that. At this point, I'd be happy for Dak to be playing for somebody else. And my team stinks. I agree. Stinks.
They laugh about us. We're a disgrace. We suck.
I am now Philly 500's bitch.
Dallas still stinks. Yo, by the way, King Dingbat here, and what is going on today? Welcome to day 4. My camera's crooked. Of free agency. Hope you guys are doing well. The big signing of today, the gigantic signing of today, is Howie Roseman signed himself. Why the Eagles would give Howie Roseman an extension day 4 into free agency at this point in time makes no sense to me. Has he not been signing people because he was waiting for his contract extension? I mean, at least wait until after the draft. You know what I'm saying? It makes no sense to me that the only big signing we've had in days is Howie Roseman. What is going on, everybody? How are you doing? I see Reverend Bebop is here. Quez the Great, Papa Eagle, Drew Johnson, Low Key, Troy Singleton, my man. What's going on? Philly Ace, Drew Johnson, Joe, Jeffrey, Carl, VJ, what is going on, everybody? How are you doing? That was weird. Just froze up on me. What is up? What is up, Leonard? What is up, Philly Swag? Philly 502.5. It's 501.5 today. What is going on, Vlad Gico? What is going on? And yeah, I don't know, man. Another day. We're going to see if the Eagles make any moves. It's kind of crazy. J-Funk, what's going on? Eakin, what's going on? George, what's going on? What's going on, Philly? We need a trade for wide receiver. DK, yeah, I think at this point, I think the Eagles got to have something brewing, in my opinion. They got to have something brewing because they're just too quiet. You know, it's just crazy to me. Really, it really is. Lawrence, man, welcome to Dingbat Nation, buddy. Lawrence Talley, man. Shout out to you. Welcome to Dingbat Nation, man. One of the things we're going to be doing on the channel membership is I'm going to try to do 1 or 2 channel members only streams a week. That's something that we're going to be introducing this off season. As soon as free agency starts to cool off, you know what I mean? Robbie, what's going on, man? He says today is the day. I hope so. I hope so. Steelers are putting in the work this offseason. Hey, listen, the Steelers got Miles Jack for $8 million a year for 2 years. You can't tell me that the Eagles couldn't have made that move. You know? Something's got to be coming, right? Something's got to be up. You know what I mean? Like it up, everyone. 162 in here, 45 likes. Let's go, guys. Pump the numbers up that's right, like Howie did. That's right. Hit that like button. Let's get it up there. Richard Purdy, what's going on, my man? How are you? This is way too quiet. It's way too quiet. It was Howie being resigned. I mean, maybe Howie wasn't doing anything because he wanted his contract. I don't know. It's just a weird point in time to give the guy an extension, no? Right in the middle of free agency starting and then before the draft. It's just weird. Jaquez, man, thank you so much for the super chat, my man. Shout out to you. Says, what's up, Philly? What is up with you, man? Clark Roberts, what's happening, my man? How are you? Willie, what's going on? Yeah, Cole Beasley got cut. How old is Beasley? He's probably too old, right? He's probably like 30, right? Julio, man, thank you so much for super chat. Howie signs a 3-year extension. What a move by Jeffrey Lurie. Whoa, I know. You know Howie Roseman has something on Jeffrey Lurie. He's got to. Who gets an extension at this point in time? I mean, it just tells you that no matter what Howie does, he can't do any wrong. Paul, nothing's coming. Howie was too busy to negotiate himself. It could have very well be that. We thought, I thought something's brewing, something's got to be going on. And here it is Howie wants a contract extension for himself. It's crazy, right? 34. What? Cole Beasley, 34. Don't want him. I don't want anybody that old. Like, I think Julio Jones, 33. I don't want him. I don't want the guys that old. They're just too old. Says Howie got his extension. Do we sign some? I'm thinking now that Howie finally got his extension, we'll make a signing. Chico says Howie signed his damn self 500. I know, he signed himself. 3-year deal. I'm nervous about this draft. All of Howie talent scouts left. Yeah, I'm a little nervous too. I'm a little nervous what's going on right now because I'm trying to figure it out. A lot of it's not making sense to me. Are you all set in a new house now? How are the girls? Yeah, I'm pretty much set. There's still a few things I got to do. I still got to do the backyard. The backyard's come unfinished, so I still have to do that. Girls are okay. My oldest daughter's still sick. That's the only reason I'm home. I took Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday off for free agency. I had to take off today for her, and then tomorrow I have to take off because I have to take her to the doctor now. She can't go back to school without a 1984 test, so I have to do that tomorrow. But it does give me a chance to stream, so that's always a good thing. Howie's a good GM, but his draft IQ is horrible. Yeah, it's not good. It scares me, Why would you sign a good wide receiver if Hurts can't throw? Well, I mean, don't you answer your own question? If the worse your receiver is, the one way to mask it somewhat is to have a better receiver. No, maybe get a receiver that can take a 5-yard pass, 80 yards, something like that. You want to give them as much help as you possibly can. No, I mean, if the Eagles really thought we're not even going to sign a receiver because Hurts can't throw, then they wouldn't even keep him. Jason says, my son Colby loves your channel. He watches you every day. Oh, man. Shout out to your son, Colby. Shout out to you, Colby. How you doing, buddy? Thank you, Jason. I appreciate that, man. That means a lot. I love hearing that people watch Philly 500 with their grandkids, with their kids. That's a nice thing. So what I do when my sister gets stuck in the dryer, I don't know what you do. I don't know what you're watching. That's what I want to know. What are you watching? Howie Vision, exactly. Oh, thank you, Ben Adams. Appreciate that. 500. Howie saved our picks from a once apocalypse, right? He did. I mean, he did. But Howie's very good. Howie's good at negotiating trades, getting value in trades. He's good at that. What he's not good at is looking at the draft board and saying, who do we take here? Dante Jackson is 26. Yeah, he could be a possibility, He could definitely be. Howie extension, we drafted Matt Corral now. The one thing with the extension at this point in time tells you one thing. It tells you that Howie Roseman never was on the hot seat, ever. Because Jeffrey Lurie didn't even wait till the draft or free agency or to see what happens. He just signed him. Hey, Philly 500, I hope we make a run at Tyrann Mathieu. Thoughts? At this point, I mean, he's a little older than I like, but at this point, I would be happy with him. We need somebody, you know what I mean? Man, read my comment. What's wrong? What was your comment? I miss some of these sometimes, man. It's not on purpose. Marcus, the only comment I see you said was 34. What was the other comment? Write it again. Just remember, everyone said the Giants won free agency last year. Yeah, I'm not saying we're losing free agency. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying that the Eagles, for what the money they still have money. I think I read somewhere that it was still like 20 million or something like that. So they still have some money. They have a ton of draft picks, and they're extremely quiet. I don't think that this is normal. Yeah, me and my grandson love each other. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. You and your grandson are awesome. Watch we make a trade as soon as Deshaun gets traded. Yeah, I really think that a lot of it has to do with that. It's the only logical thing. It's the only logical thing I can think of. Brown's out of a Watson deal. Isn't it funny? They're out of the Watson deal, yet it was so bad that Baker Mayfield already gave his, thanks to the fans. He thought he was leaving. Brandon, man, thank you so much for Super Chat, man. Appreciate it. He says, you need to do a conspiracy theory on Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman's relationship. I need to do some investigative journalism first. And thank you for Super Chat, man. I appreciate that. Thank you. Mayday69 says, what's up, 500? Howie's too damn quiet. I hope Jeffrey Lurie tears his contract up if he screws this draft up. I do too, but I just don't think he's going to blame him, you know? I don't. Brother, will you draw a draft for? I wish I could, man. I wish I could. Dalton says, Honey Badger and Patrick Peterson could be coming if we could be a lot of money, but Pat Peterson said he would like to play here, and him and Matthew are good friends from LSU Cardinals ties. Yeah. How old is Patrick Peterson? I probably wouldn't sign Peterson. I probably wouldn't sign Julio Jones. I wouldn't sign Cole Beasley. I don't want those older guys. I want younger guys. I don't see the reason for guys that old at this point. Did you see Carson's press conference? No, I did not see his press conference. What was up with it? Philly 5, having a baby girl in August, how was it raising your daughters as an Eagle fan? Oh, man, congratulations, man, on having a daughter. It was fine. I mean, you teach them at a young age, My girls are like, they don't really like sports that much. So, they like the Eagles because daddy likes the Eagles. That's about it. But, having girls is definitely, it's different. It's different than boys. It's definitely different. Alex says, what a move by Jeffrey Lurie. I know, right? Nate says, I'm ready for the draft. It feels like that. Do you think Howie Roseman had Jeffrey Lurie stuck in the dryer before? No, I don't think he had him stuck in the dryer. I think he got caught with compromising photos, though. That's my guess. They're probably saving money to sign the draft, but they have more than enough money. See, we do know that they make a play for Marcus Williams. They were in on that. That would have cost a pretty penny. They even made a play for Christian Kirk. So they have money. I don't think it's about the draft picks. I think literally something is going on. Like, I think they have somebody they're targeting within, like, for a trade or something. And that's what's going on. I really believe it. Here's my theory. I have two theories on this whole thing. I'll give you my theories. I'm sorry if I missed some of these comments. I'm trying to catch up. Jeffrey Abram, thank you so much for Super Chat. Wrench me, Dingbat. We still need a veteran wide receiver, DK. I mean, DK would be wonderful. He would be great. You know what I mean? And as far as the Wrench, let me see you some more in here, and I'll give you one. I'm trying not to give out any more right now. I got so many right now, and I want to make sure everybody kind of behaves before I start giving out more. Because last time I got people timing people out and all that. So I'm just kind of seeing how it goes right now. But I will keep you on the short list of wrenches. Blue Virus, what's up, Philly 500? Let's go Cowboys. Cowboys are having a bad offseason. That's all I have to say. My daughter McNabb 2.0, he's out for revenge. Oh, out for revenge. All right. We shall see. Philly 500 needs to be a draft board consultant for the Cowboys. For the Eagles. Why did I say Cowboys? Imagine how many women would sign when the Denzel Washington wants to work for the Birds. Yeah, I could get all those girls will be trying to get their boyfriends to Philly. I agree. My older player I would sign is Bobby Wagner. Yeah, I would probably do that too. That would probably be the exception. Philly 500, do you think we should trade up for a wideout in the draft if we don't sign one free agent? I don't think you need to trade up for a wide receiver. I do think you need to draft one like in the second round, third round, something like that. But here's the thing. I think my theory is that the Eagles wanted a wide receiver, and the market free agent wise was so high that the Eagles were like, we're not paying this. let's just try to trade for a receiver still in a rookie deal. So I think they're trying to work something out, maybe for like a Chase Claypool, a Chenault, somebody like that. Maybe if DK really was available. I think they're looking at something like that. And I think that's why everything is holed up. But I could be wrong. How can I make a late trade or a sign? What do you mean? Would I trade Mulata? No. No reason to trade Jordan Mulata. I think he's a stud. Roseman doesn't do anything for 2 days, then resigns himself. Then he resigns himself. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. You know? You need about 8 to 10 to sign him, yeah. But you got to remember, there's still moves that they're going to make to add to the cap. I'm not worried about them manipulating the cap. They always seem to do it. This is really like, it's too quiet. I mean, we're not even hearing like rumors about interest in this guy or that guy. We're not even hearing that. It is quiet. You think the Eagles went on vacation. I forgot the Trubisky song. I'm all out of whiskey because I lost my Trubisky. I can't remember. I'm like I've drawn a complete blank. We were waiting for Howie to sign. I mean, Howie signs a deal 4 days into free agency. Actually, the second official day, he signs a contract extension. They don't wait to see what he does in free agency. They don't wait to see what he does in the draft. The guy never was going to get fired or he'll never lose his job. They can restructure Slay contract to free up money. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff they could do. I'm not worried about the Eagles manipulating the cap. They always do that. What I want to know is, why are they so quiet? I feel like something is going on, okay? And if it's not a receiver or they're not trying to trade for somebody like that, then the only thing I can think of, and people hate this, but it's the only thing I can think of, is they're waiting to see if they can snag Deshaun Watson at the last second. That's the only thing I can think of. I don't understand anything else. Hey, Philly, like a dumbass, I placed $100 on the Eagles to win the Super Bowl. I lost my wrench. You didn't lose your wrench. I had to reset the wrenches. Somebody was timing people out. Somebody was deleting comments, and I don't know who it is. And the only way to deal with it was to reset it. So you didn't lose it because of anything you did, and you'll get it back. Ryan, what's going on, man? Would I trade for Thielen? Nah, I don't want Thielen. I don't want any 30-plus-year-old guys. I don't. Philly 500. You need a little Philly 500. I know. Well, I have to tell my wife it's time to get me a mini Philly 500. I need to catch up on these chats. I am so far behind. Adam Scott, thank you for super chat. He says, Cowboys aren't having a bad offseason. We were having no offseason. The Jones are scratching their asses and then asking each other to sniff. Yeah, it looks from what I've seen, I only see the Mark Holmes panicking clips and videos like that. So I'm thinking, oh boy, you know what I mean? Oh, you be in Sacramento? Very cool. What are you? Is it for like work and stuff? Saints have restructured, now have $30 million under cap. About the same need for Watson. You look, he may end up in New Orleans. You had the Browns also cut a bunch of guys and restructured and got themselves in position too. But it doesn't. Who knows? I think if we could snag Watson, it would make Quez and Smith get 1,000-yard season guaranteed. Oh, I definitely think so. I think so. The Deshaun Watson situation is weird. The whole thing is weird. 500 Falcons have to pay Matt Ryan 7.5 roster bonus at midnight. They aren't getting Watson if it doesn't happen today. I mean, the Watson thing is one of the only things I can think of. Maybe the Eagles are like this here. Maybe this is a situation, right? The Eagles have the firepower to get Watson. They could do it without ruining their future, right? So they could pay whatever the cost of freight is. Houston might like the Eagles' offer, and the only thing maybe separating it is Watson. And maybe the Eagles figure if we could talk him into it, we're going to try, or we're going to hang in there until he gets traded, because they haven't done anything. I don't understand it. Our Gravy Man, thank you for super chat. Something is up with Hargrave. No extension yet. That could be coming. That could be coming. They got time for that, you know. Thank you for super chat, by the way. J Rock, what's up, man? He's at Philly 500. Hey, at least we got Howie. We could have Stephen Jones and his bad math Cowgirls. But I'll give the Cowboys this: they draft a lot better than the Eagles, but they horrible with the cap. Browns are out on the Watson. So the Browns are out on the Watson sweepstakes, right? And they freed up a bunch of cap room to get him. They told basically Baker Mayfield, "You're not wanted here," and he said goodbye to the Browns fans. Now they're stuck with him. It ain't good sign, you know. I'm all with it because I lost my Trubisky. You know, Philly was right when he said the Steelers, the Bears still stink. I gotta play the song. I can't remember the song. He got one more year, maybe. If you sign Peterson, you can move Stevens inside. He's played inside before. I like Maddox, but it's just an option. I know Peterson's up there, but the same time, same as Slay. So you want two older guys at corner? See, I don't know. I like Patrick Peterson. Just if it was a few years ago, I would be like on it, you know. They are in on Watson behind closed doors. Listen, it's one of the only conclusions I can come up with. Now, I'm not going to argue. I'm not saying whether they should or shouldn't. It doesn't matter. I just think that when you really think about the whole Deshaun Watson situation, right? He wants to go to 4 teams that all cannot offer what the Eagles can offer. Okay? And if they pay the cost of freight, like if Atlanta pays what it's going to cost, New Orleans pays what it's going to cost, how are they going to have any picks in the future to build that roster? The Eagles could do it. So I have a feeling the Eagles are trying to like trade for a receiver, or they're trying to lurk in the background and then come in at the last second on this Deshaun Watson thing. It's the only reason why I can think that they haven't done anything. You know, it's the only thing I can think of. Otherwise, I am completely lost, man. I am completely lost. Let me pull this up here. Let me see here. Why is he getting timed out? Why is Omi timed out? Now I don't. Oh God, he did it a lot. Yeah, time him out. Good job. Time him out. Let me see here. I don't know what it is with these people wanting to. I don't know what it is with these people wanting to come in here and troll. I'm like the most boring person to troll in the world. You know? I'm master of the art of football knowledge. No matter what anybody says, I'm 100% level superior. Oh, you're superior? Well, you have a Randall Cunningham, whatchamacallit. So I'll agree with you. I'm not giving 3 firsts and 2 seconds and a player for Watson. Give Hurts 2 more years to see if he develops. Well, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that something don't make sense. Look at Carson Wentz in red and yellow. Man, you stink. Mark Stanton, member for 8 months of Dingbat Nation. Thanks so much, man. He says Howie must have some good pictures to get resigned. He has great pictures. You know what I mean? He has great pictures. All I'm saying is the Eagles are quiet, and I don't know why. Something don't seem right to me. Do you give up 2 first-round picks for a quarterback that may get suspended 8 games, or stick with Jalen Hurts? For 2 first-round picks, I would trade for Deshaun Watson for two first-round picks, because he may get suspended, but he's 26 years old. So I'm not doing it just for 1 year. I'm doing it for years. You know, Kaepernick, he's been out of the league too long. He's been away too long. It's quiet because wide receiver market is too high and we're outbidded with safeties. Well, and that's what I'm saying. That's why I think they're probably trying to find a receiver to trade for, right? I think they're trying to find a trade. I think they've got to trade Bruin. And it may not have nothing to do with Deshaun Watson. Could be a receiver, could be a safety, but I think that's what they're working on. 445 people, only 119 likes. Pump up. Yeah, we got to get at least 200 likes. Yes. I live in Atlanta. The Falcons are probably in the best position to land Watson because he's from Gainesville, Georgia, and the Falcons practice facility is in Flowery Branch, which is only like 11 miles. Well, I mean, that's great that he's a hometown guy, but do they have enough? Are the Falcons good enough to trade for Watson and give all those first round picks up for the next 3 years? How are they going to build anything? Roseman going to end free agency with a bang. Veteran punter will sign today, baby. Hey, listen, Howie Roseman signed today. That's the biggest move. A good quiet or bad? I think it's a good quiet. Because I think they're up to something, is what I'm saying. I don't know what it is, but I think they're up to something. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Alec B says, Philly, I've been a loyal subscriber since you were under 1,000. Appreciate it. And I'm a Mark Holmes certified troll. I would be a loyal person to give a wrench. I'm worth a fourth round pick. You're a fourth round pick? Why do you put yourself so low? You're probably way higher than that, my man. You're probably way higher than that. Where are you? I don't even see your comment here. Hold on. Let me see something. I'll tell you what, I'm losing my voice over these last few days of streaming. I don't know what's up with this Omo. Omo. What's up with you, Omo? Stop putting stupid smiley faces. I think it's got to be a good quiet, man. I think it's got to be a good quiet. They said that Deshaun Watson is holding up the flow of free agency. He needs to make a decision quick. Yeah, he probably is, because a lot of if just think about it, if you have players that want to go to possibly to some of these teams, they don't want to take less. They don't want to take lesser than what they can, so they're going to wait. If the Falcons get Deshaun, Howie will trade for Matt Ryan. He's a PA native. I can't see them trading for Ryan because of his age. I could see Ryan in Indianapolis though. I don't know what's going to happen with Watson. Howie hot seat. No, Howie ain't in no hot seat. The one thing about Howie, he's in no hot seat at all. You don't get a new contract. 2 days into the official start of free agency before the draft, you get a 3-year extension. That means that Howie Roseman isn't accountable for anything that the Eagles do. Well, 500. At least you all are doing better than the Cowboys. We all fell apart. Yeah, you guys. It's a tough one for you guys. Once again, what's up, Philly 5? Did you see the article with Howie being mad that our GM Joe Schoen snatched Brandon Brown from Philly? Yeah, I saw that press conference. Matter of fact, yeah, totally. It's something, huh? Bear 24 said, from a logical standpoint, the Eagles got picks, but Deshaun don't want to come to Philly. Yeah, I think you're right. At least we're told that, right? But listen, let's say that the Eagles, and this is argument's sake. I'm not saying this is happening. I don't know what's happening. I'm just trying to make sense of everything. But let's say the Eagles want him. Let's say Houston loves the Eagles' offer, and they want the compensation the Eagles are offering. So now you got both franchises want him, and the only thing holding up is his no trade clause. I would think that these teams are going to try to talk him into it, is what I'm saying. I think there would be they wouldn't just give up because he says he won't waive his no trade clause. I think they would try to sell him. Let's see. I'm a Bears and Eagles fan, and I was hoping for an exciting offseason, but both for our GMs were falling asleep, I guess. Our GM was working on his own contract. Wilson says 100% trade market is probably what Howie is going for, like he did with Slay. That's what I think. I mean, that makes the most sense. he's got to be working on a trade. Now, I'm not saying it's Deshaun Watson. I would think first and foremost it's a wide receiver or safety. I think we're trying to be cheap. Maybe. Down no staying with Hurts because he's going to ask for a trade after things don't work out. Philly, facts. He might. I don't know what's going on. But I think something's going on. Watson will not give up his trade calls to come to Philly. He and Hurts are fraternity brothers, which is more valuable to him than our trade capital. Stop hoping and wishing. No, I won't stop. I'm sorry. I can't stop. I have to take that wrench away for saying stop. Staying stop to me is like it's like the worst thing ever. I will not stop. I'm not stop telling you what I think. Who are your top 3 picks in the draft? David Ojabo, Jordan Davis, and Travon Walker. Those are my 3 favorites. You'll find you got to let Wentz go. I let Wentz go a long time ago. I did it last year. I did a video on it. I broke up with him on a video. I bet Jarvis Landry is going wherever Watson goes. He very well possibly could. Let us sign CP3, trade Miles, sign Deshaun Elliott. Deshaun Elliott, you mean who? And do the work for who's Deshaun Elliott? Who's Deshaun Elliott? Big Golf 500. I don't think they're going to do anything else really. If they do, it'll be low key. Reddit and Howie Roseman are going to be our biggest signing until the draft. Reddick and Howie Roseman. Howie Roseman, our biggest signing free agency. That's insane, right? We got to hit this draft. Oh, absolutely. My personal picks, in a perfect situation, I would say, I hope they're there, but David Ojabo, Jordan Davis, and then maybe a wide receiver or Derek Stingley at 19. Something like that. Harden has been shaky lately, Philly. He missed an open 3 last night, 500. I almost got kicked out of my house. I was so mad. I haven't been that mad since 2020 Eagles. Yeah, they got some kinks to work out before the playoffs, but I think they'll be all right. You know what I mean? Philly 5, they said Deshaun is torn between where he wants to end up. Well, that's fine, but are all those teams willing to give up the same thing? Hey, Philly, let's go get a wide receiver. We definitely need a wide receiver. We definitely do, Patrick Peterson mentioned having interest in the Eagles, but he's old and start. Yeah, I saw that on NFL Network. He wants to come. That's great. I like that he wants to come, but he's old, like you said. It's just I don't know. How old? Let me see how old he is. I'm curious how old Patrick Peterson is. He's 31. He's not actually. He's younger than I thought he was. I thought he was like 33, but I wouldn't sign him. You know what I mean? How he has pictures is right. If I'm Deshaun, I could care less about what the Texans want in return. If I'm going where I want, I just refuse to waive a no trade clause and say pay me. Yeah, but you know what? And if you're the Texans, you're going to say we're not going to trade you unless we get what we want. Then you're in a stalemate, right? You know what I mean? My daughter, she actually she's got a fever. She didn't have a fever the first day. She got one yesterday. So she has a fever and she's actually sleeping in bed. I'll probably have to check on her in a little bit. I got to take her for a whatchamacallit test tomorrow. School won't let her come back until she has one. What's everyone's opinion on Julio? He's old, but I want to see what Hurts could do with him. He's old. To me, he's old. He's injured a lot. He's banged up a lot. He's been through a lot. I would stay away from him. You know what I mean? The bad dog is a mad dog because he knows the Giants always stink. They trade Odell Beckham. They draft Daniel Jones. Odell Beckham wins the Super Bowl. They stink. Thank you very much. She's sick. She's got a fever. I'm trying to catch up. I'm way behind on these chat. Holy crap, these are going quick. Adriana, I know that this is not true, but I just want to see what it looks like on here. I wish. Been watching my boy Denzel since the 9th grade. Graduated college in 2020. It's 2022. Still watching a lot of good content all these years. Keep it up. Throw me a wrench. Don't be bad. Thank you, Mr. No Name. Appreciate that. Jico, why am I? You're never ignored, Jico. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I haven't seen your comments. I'm way behind in these comments. Let's see here. I wish T.O. could be part-time receiver, wide receivers coach for the Eagles. T.O. probably still could play, man. You see him? He looks like he's in great shape. I have a feeling Davis will get snagged in the first 10. I do too. I do too. Let me see here. Patrick Pearson said money talk, so doubt he's willing to take a minimum from us. I'm not signing. I don't want another 30-year-old corner on the outside. I don't want it, you know. Giola, what's up? Show me your source. I want to hear it from him. I bet you anything he didn't say that. Who we talking about, Big D? Hassan Reddick is going to talk to the media today. Yeah, I saw that. I'll definitely watch that. Julio Jones on a 1 year. Yeah, I don't. Too old. I think he's 33 years old. I was going to say he's 300. He's 33 years old, you know. My problem with Patrick Pierce is I can't get Rager dusting him as a rookie out of my head. I wouldn't worry about that. But he's just too old. I think why sign all these guys in their 30s? That's what we're looking at right now. We're looking at pretty much every guy we talk about is like 30 plus. Like you do that when you're like, you know, you're on the verge of winning Super Bowl. You're one guy away. Where we're at, I don't think we do that. I think we stay young. You know? Howie got himself signed. Now he better get some players. I know, right? Philly, any signs around today around the league? I haven't seen anything yet. I really think this Deshaun Watson situation is holding a lot of things up, though. What's Howie been doing? I have no idea. I truly think that Deshaun wants to play in the NFC South, New Orleans, Atlanta, or Carolina. It's warmer, closer to his hometown, and probably wants to play against Tom Brady. He might, yeah, I'm sure he does. You know, if I had to guess one place where he goes, I'm going to guess that he's going to end up with the New Orleans Saints. That I could totally see. VJ says, with the 16th pick overall, the Philadelphia Eagles select Malik Willis. That would not surprise me. I wouldn't want that, but that would not surprise me, you know, at all. You'd get Julio. I just think Julio is a shell of his former self. I don't think he's going to give us anything. You know, Max plays a slot. So for Nelson plays slot. They would have to bench Maddox. Yeah, I want Maddox in the slot. If we get Deshaun Watson, would you trade Devontae Smith for DK? No, I wouldn't. I think Devontae's fine. Is Julio willing to play for the minimum? I have not heard anything about that. Texans do not want players in return. They want 3 firsts over 22, 23, and 24, 1 second round in 2023, 2 third rounders in 22. It's a lot, man. Gosh. I mean, I don't know how a team like Atlanta, how does Atlanta make that trade and build their roster? It's crazy. If we trade Watson, that's too much. What's too much? Well, to me, it's already too much after 2 first-round picks. I really didn't want to give 3 first-round picks for him. But it looks like you would have to give more than that. That's just a lot. All the teams that need safety signed safety. Washington is the only one, and I think they'll take a guard since both of them are starting guards left. Washington could take a quarterback, you know. Supposedly, Tom Brady reached out to Julio Jones And for what I understand, he is most likely going to be signing with Tampa Bay. See, that makes sense to me. Julio Jones going to a team with Tom Brady, who's taking the shot and all in this year. The Eagles aren't in that position. I'm so annoyed with 500. What are you're annoyed with me? Me, Chico? I didn't do anything. Derek Stingley and Darius Slay would be great too. I don't think it would be that bad. You know what I mean? Facts. We don't need a quarterback that don't want to be here. Watson give up all them draft picks for a player that's just going to want to win. No, I don't think Watson's coming here. I don't think it's happening. The question I have is, are the Eagles not doing anything, just kind of hiding in the background, hoping to have a chance to sneak in at the end? That's what I'm wondering, because they are so quiet. The silence is killing me, Denzel. It better be a blockbuster trade to go. I know, right? To go all in. Pause. I hear you. I really think we're keeping Hurts. I think we're keeping Hurts too. But the question is why is this team so quiet? I don't understand it. Yeah, I'm not crazy about the replacement quarterback too. I definitely want our future cornerback one in the draft. It would be nice if they drafted a corner. We should trade for a receiver and then draft a center, cornerback, linebacker, edge rusher. Yeah, I think they're going to trade for a receiver. They tried to trade for Calvin Ridley, right? That didn't work out. They saw the market. They made a play for Christian Kirk. Apparently, they made him an offer. And then the Jags came in with the ridiculous offer that the Eagles weren't about to do, which I wouldn't want the Eagles to pay him that much money. That would have been too much money. But, like, all these receivers are getting big money. They're saying that Allen Robinson, nobody really is after him. I think the Eagles did their homework on him. They're out of the Juju thing, apparently. So who's left? I think the Eagles are trying to trade for a receiver. That's what I think. It makes sense. We have capital to do so. How could he not want to come to Philly? We have the best offensive line, top 5 tight end, and number 1 wide receiver. Big D. That's why I think that maybe that the Eagles are more in this thing than people are letting on, which would make sense on why the Eagles are so quiet. But, we have to see, you know what I mean? Howie just got an extension. Howie Roseman, on day 2 of free agency, got an extension. I do not understand that at all. You got your one signing, that's it. Nothing else is going to happen. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. No. Definitely don't believe that. They're saying here right now, NFL Network saying, Browns informed they are out of the running for Deshaun Watson. Baker Mayfield expected to remain starting quarterback. Now this is why the Browns are stupid. Because the Browns, they're out of Deshaun Watson, right, running. Mayfield is supposed to stay the starter. Mayfield now knows that the Browns don't really want him, and he's already said goodbye to the fans. So now you have tension between your quarterback and your front office. If you're Cleveland, you're already screwed going into the season. You have already undermined the whole team. That's why if you're doing this thing, you don't say nothing. You stay quiet. You stay stealth like the Eagles might be. Can you imagine? And I'm sorry if I'm missing some of these. I'm just trying to catch up in the chat. But think about the Browns. The Browns just told they can't get him. They told Deshaun Watson they weren't interested in him. There were stories out yesterday saying Browns front office wanted an adult at quarterback. Now Baker Mayfield and the Browns front office don't even like each other. It's just insane. Realistically, we are going to draft a first-round receiver besides Metcalf. I don't know who I would get. I like Treylon Burks. There's quite a good number of receivers I like. I don't know which order I would pick. I think you could get a receiver in the second round, though. Eagles need to get their crap together, get a corner. They need a corner. Browns like the Eagles with quarterbacks. I mean, it's crazy, right? Howie and Jeffrey Lurie are best pals. If he wasn't fired after a regular debacle, he never will. He never will be. I agree. I agree. Winston rumored to Browns interest. Yeah, I mean, I think the Browns got to trade Mayfield now. Let's see. Smelling a draft day trade for a wide receiver. Maybe Dillard sent packing as a sweetener. I'm telling you, I will call Cincinnati. The guy doesn't want to play here. We can't make him. No, absolutely you can't make him. You can't make him. But you may still try to sell him on it. I could go into a car dealership and I could look at a car and not want to buy it and be like, I'm not buying it. That does not mean that the car salesman isn't going to try to sell me that car anyways. You know? George Pickens is in the second round. I think George Pickens, to me, he was one of the guys that went up the most in the scouting combine because I wanted to see how fast he was, and he was plenty of fast. I said the same thing about Hurts. Done shell shock your quarterback. Yeah, not going to be good looking. Talking about another potential quarterback creates friction. It does. It does. And the Eagles haven't said anything. But the Browns, they just screwed themselves. I think they're quiet because the wide receivers and safeties they wanted were taken. Now they are waiting for the fallout from whatever team gets Watson. Mostly some good players are going to get cut. Yeah, so yeah, maybe. I think that they're trying to trade for a receiver. I think they're looking at guys like Chenault, Chase Claypool, maybe DK Metcalf if he's really all on the board. I think they're looking at maybe Devontae Parker. I think they're looking at guys like that, and they're going to try to trade for somebody. I think the next move the Eagles make is going to be a trade. That's what I think is going to happen. Mark Holmes Ball, thanks so much for Super Chat. Says pass the grass to the left, 500. There you go. Pinky up, mother humpers. We got 562 people in here. Thank you so much for being here. If you're new to the channel, make sure you like. Make sure you subscribe. And if you've been subscribed for a while, just double check, make sure you're still subscribed. Because for whatever reason, YouTube always unsubscribes people unknowingly. Watson to Atlanta, Ryan to the Browns, Baker to the Colts. It makes most sense. Yeah, I guess so. But if you're the Browns, Matt Ryan, geez. I think the Browns totally screwed up their situation. Now they're showing on NFL Network, they're showing Baker Mayfield's letter he penned to the Cleveland Brown fans. And now he's supposed to stay. My God, what a disaster that is. Fire Howie Chance if he doesn't get somebody. He just signed an extension today. You know? Second or third round. For what? For a wide receiver? Yeah. Would you give up 2 firsts for DK? Nah. No, 2 firsts is too much. I would give 1 first. I'd give the 19th pick for Metcalf. Where else would Deshaun want to go, honestly? Well, it looks like it's down to Carolina, the Saints, or Atlanta. So it looks like it's going to be one of those. Browns is out of the hunt for Deshaun Watson. I know. And now they have a situation where Baker Mayfield knows how they feel about him. You know? Oh, lost my wrench. No, well, I reset the whole thing. You didn't specifically lose it. I had to reset it because somebody was timing people out and hiding them and deleting comments behind my back. Bubba, he says, watch, we're going to go trade for Devontae Parker. I would not be surprised, something like that. That's what I expect going to happen. I think the Eagles said, these receivers are getting way too much money in free agency. Let's trade for somebody under contract. Chris says, man goes to the hospital to see his wife who's in a coma. He asks the doctor what he can do to wake her up. Doctor, oral sex has worked. He goes in the room, comes back 3 minutes later. Doctor says, did it work? No, she's joking. That's messed up, man. That's messed up. That's good. First round rating for Claypool. I wouldn't give a first round for Claypool. No. Philly 5,000. He says 5-1 what's good and Howie we trust. And Howie we trust to give Howie his own contract. I think that's the craziest thing ever. You know? How do you feel about Patrick Peterson coming to Philly? Too old. I mean, I like Patrick Peterson. If it was a few years ago, I'm all for it. I think he's too old for the amount of money he's probably going to want. I would steer away. I'd rather bring back Steven Nelson for a year. No Watson, no. Give up people. I don't know. I mean, I'm talking about Deshaun Watson, but I'm not promoting getting him or anything. I'm just trying to think about what the Eagles are up to. You know? I love the Bengals. Cole Dillard for Higgins is a perfect for both teams. It makes sense. It does make sense, you know? They're going to have to pay him big money. They're going to have to pay Chase. They're going to have to pay Boyd. They can't pay all these guys. And they also need a left tackle. And you got a young one who actually played decent last year. I think it makes a lot of sense. I hope the Eagles are listening to me. The gambling hippie says, what do you think Hurts' trade value would be? If our plan is to get Watson, he isn't involved in the trade. Maybe Browns or Colts. I think you could get a second-round pick for him. I think a second. I don't know about a first at this point, but I think a second. Quarterback musical chairs, absolutely. You know, you guys seriously don't think Howie's working his magic and selling to Watson only? Why? I think this is very good. Big D, I think there's a very real possibility that's exactly what's happening. But Howie Roseman is going to be smarter than the Browns. He's not going to come out and tell you, because if he says anything and it gets out to Jalen Hurts, it's going to cause problems if it don't work out. So it would not surprise me. Now, I'm not saying that's what the Eagles are doing, but I'm saying it would not surprise me. You know, it would not. Well, you know, James Hurt, thank you so much, man, for being a member for 5 months of Dingbat Nation. Thank you, buddy. He says, "Sup, Dingbat Nation? How's it going? Pound Cowboys for life." It's going all right. We're a little antsy. We want the Eagles to do something. How are you doing, man? It would be crazy if we get Julio. To me, if we got Julio Jones, I think it would be a lot of hype, and people would be excited, and then I think they'd be disappointed because I think he'd be hurt all the time. Hurts and Watson are close friends. He's not going to do that to him. That's the real reason he's not coming to Philly. Perhaps, but you know, I don't know how much Hurts would have any say in that. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I just know that the Eagles are very, very quiet, and they have a lot of picks and a lot of ammo, and they're quiet. They're quiet for a reason. It's not because they're done. They've got something brewing. Eagles got something brewing. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it's in regards to, but I believe something's up. Jalen Reagor was running routes with Colin yesterday. Laugh out loud. He's got a long way to go to prove to me anything. All Cowboy fans are losing their mind right now. They're on suicide watch. Too funny. Yeah, I see Mark Holmes flipping out. I do. You know what I mean? Watson played about an hour from Atlanta. The real threat to the Eagles. I don't know what threat are you talking about? But I do believe we could push for Julio. Julio is a free agent. I mean, he's not going to cost you a lot of money at this point. You know? Let's see. Eagles will draft a quarterback. The question is, what round will happen? I don't think they're going to draft a quarterback this year. If they do, it'll be first round. Otherwise, I don't think they. You know, maybe they draft one late, but you know, I don't know. Born in order of teams' needs for the draft. Defensive end first. Agreed. Cornerback, safety, linebacker, interior offensive line, defensive tackle, running back, wide receiver, tight end. Interesting. I would say, in my opinion, I would go defensive end, safety, linebacker, defensive tackle. Well, actually, I'll go interior offensive line, defensive tackle. Oh, no. I'm sorry. Let me go over. Defensive end, safety, linebacker, wide receiver, interior offensive line, defensive tackle, and running back, and then tight end. That's how I would do it. Yeah, I think Julio goes to Tampa makes a lot of sense. Do you think Colts would take Minshew and Dillard in a second for Pittman? They might. I mean, that's quite a lot to give up. They might, yeah. That may be too much. You know what I mean? 500 Joey shouldn't be allowed to stream at the same time unless you're all streaming together, laugh out loud. Is he streaming? I didn't even know. This is all part of Howie's plan. Get the extension to have people talking about him, and then bam. An extension is crazy, man. So I heard the Cowboys got screwed again, right? They got screwed again last night. Von Miller acted like he was interested in coming to Dallas, and then bing, bang, boom. He don't go. That's crazy. I would not give 2 first-round picks for DK. No. I definitely would not. Colts will not trade Pittman. Please stop with these dumbass trades. Howie would be like, hey, Lurie, my man, show me the money or else I stop making deals. That's exactly what he did. That's exactly what he did. Philly Rapture says, Calvin really screwed us. The brother screwed us. The brother screwed us. Yes. We haven't played that today. We have it queued up, ready to go, though. Yep, you know what I mean? Matt Ryan's going to the Colts. I could definitely see that. If Atlanta, yeah, I agree. Everything is eerily quiet on Garoppolo. No information, even Mariota. I think the Mariota. I think Garoppolo especially. I think everybody's going to wait until this whole Deshaun Watson thing goes through. Once Deshaun Watson goes, then you'll see Garoppolo market will heat up. You know what I mean? And they're going to have to trade Baker Mayfield. I don't think they can keep him. You know what I mean? Devontae Parker will be classic underrated Howie signing. I could totally see that, man. I totally could see it. Howie's biggest move is Howie signed himself. I know, that's like the biggest move. Howie signed himself. The guy signed himself in free agency. Well, there's no moves for days, and he signs himself. Carolina is out. It's gonna be New Orleans or Atlanta, you know. Super Tony, what's going on? Who cares about Watson? What's the news about Mason Rudolph and Trubisky? Trubisky is in Pittsburgh. Why the Eagles so quiet, so boring right now? It's like it's got to be the calm before the storm. I mean, that's what I really think. You know, it has to be. DK looking at $20 million plus. Oh, that's about the going rate for these receivers. Devontae Adams was looking for he wants $30 million. That's what it's going to cost you. That's probably why they went after Cooper to lure Watson there. Yeah, might be true. Mark Burns says, love the energy. I think Watson has put free agency on hold. Once it starts again, then our trades will happen like a receiver and Gardner to Indy. Something's going to happen, you know. It's crazy. Gas is about $6 in my area. It's way too much money. Oh, man, I am so far behind on these comments. Holy crap, I'm far behind. Colton, thank you for super chat, man. He said he got a contract and now he's done. Fire Howie. He's got his contract, now he's done. Fire. I mean, he took care of himself. He took care of himself before he took care of. Oh my God, it's unbelievable. Andrew Smith, thank you for super chat, my man. He says, hey man, stuck in Colorado Spring Airport on a 5-hour delay on the way to Disney World. Thank God for your contact. Thanks for all the content. Thanks for all you do, Go Birds. Andrew Smith, man, shout out to you, man. I'm sorry you're sitting in an airport. I know how that is. I know how horrible that is. But man, shout out to you, man. Definitely, man. Shout out to you and hang in there, man. Have a great time in Disney World for sure. Thank you for the super chat, my man. Kyle Pitts just tweeted, it's about to get really scary in Atlanta. Watson. Yeah, it looks like it may happen with Atlanta. You know, the Colts and Atlanta could make Watson thing happen. Now, how good? Let's say that the Falcons get Watson. Are they contenders instantly? I don't think they are. I still think they need a lot of work. You know, I promise you, since the Eagles don't get Watson because he doesn't want to come here, Eagles will be looking to trade for wide receiver from a team that isn't play for Watson, as that team will need a draft ammo. So what if he goes to Atlanta? Like they got the. We almost had Ridley. Yeah, Cole Beasley is released, but Cole Beasley is what, 30-something years old. I don't want a guy that old. Guys in their 30s, to me, they're just placeholders. They don't really do anything. The Eagles are worried about signing Howie when they should be focused on signing players and building their team. Laughing my ass off. It's a weird thing. I mean, second day that free agency is officially started, you're going to sign Howie Roseman. He hasn't done anything in 2 days. You haven't even had the draft yet. It just tells you Howie Roseman is not held responsible for any mistakes, for anything that goes wrong. Jeffrey Lurie holds him responsible for nothing. He'll never leave. Howie Roseman's going to end up owning this team. Jimmy G should go to the Panthers, a 1 to 2 year rental if they get correct. Yeah, I mean, he could. Atlanta going to go after Robinson? Well, I guess. If they get Watson, yeah. The Eagles are worried about signing Howie. Yeah, I think I read that one. Yeah, definitely Watson will be Atlanta. It looks like Atlanta. I would have said New Orleans, but I guess Atlanta. No, I don't think Gainwell's running back number 1. I think he'd be a running back number 2, but I don't think so. Baker's going to let loose this season and ask for a trade. I think he's going to get traded. I can't see how they're going to be able to keep him. And I'm sorry, I'm trying to scroll past these comments. I'm just so far behind. Pitts just deleted the tweet, which means it's probably happened. So it's probably looking like he's going to Atlanta. But what is Atlanta going to give? If I was Houston, I would want Kyle Pitts back in a trade. Atlanta Falcons add veteran cornerback Casey Hayward out on Watson. Nah, I can't imagine they're out on Watson. You called it yesterday when you said the Eagles were quiet. Howie was calculating the cornbread and his new contract. Yeah, I thought it was like, seriously, you got to wonder. I'm thinking the Eagles are going to get a big trade or something brewing. And here it could be because Howie is trying to work on his own contract. They keep showing Carson in Washington. It kind of makes me sick. It just makes me sick. Wouldn't that be a kicker that Kyle Pitts is included in a trade for Watson? Yeah, it would be hilarious. To this point, Falcons and Saints still not under the cap. I'm looking at it. Interesting. So who are they going to cut? Like, who would they have to cut? Is there anybody good that they'll have to cut right away? That's good and young. That's what we want, good and young. You know? They're gonna have to trade Matt Ryan, Eagles fan 220. They're gonna have to. Are we possibly getting Pitts for a first? So Atlanta gets another first? I don't think so. I don't think they're trading for Pitts. Dawson says we ain't getting Watson. We literally have not been. Nobody's been saying Watson to come to Philly. I haven't heard that. We're all talking about Watson going to Atlanta or New Orleans. What I said about Watson and the Eagles is it would not surprise me if the Eagles are lurking in the background, hoping to be able to get a situation, and they're not going to do anything until the trade happens and it's over, just in case. Patrick Peterson at safety. Yeah, I'm sure he could play it, but would he want to? See, a lot of those corners, sometimes they don't want to play safety because then they got to take less money. It was reported Howie Roseman contract was done a month ago. The news are just coming out. Well, that makes sense. I would hope that that's the case instead of it happening right now. Watson does not want to go to Atlanta. They both They lost both of their wide receivers. They have a horrible O-line, horrible defense. I don't know, Tanner. It sounds like he's going to go to – if he doesn't go to Atlanta, he's going to New Orleans. Because, I mean, the Browns are out, right? I guess Carolina, he still could go. I don't know what Atlanta's going to give up. See, that's what I'm saying. I don't know what these teams have to give up. I know that they have salary cap problems. I know that they don't have a ton of draft picks. So what can these teams really give up? That's the question. It's a great question. Saints are 30 million under the cap. Look again. They just got under the cap. But who did they get rid of, or who did they restructure? That's what I want to know. And how many picks do they have? I mean, it's just weird. Baker State Farm. Baker's going to go somewhere. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how likely you think Watson comes to Philly? If 1 being the least and 10 being the most, I'd say a 2. 2. So I'd say not very likely. But that doesn't mean the Eagles are not going to wait it out. Meaning, I could see a situation where even though he don't want to come there, the Eagles don't want to do anything just in case something opens up with it. The Eagles didn't get all these first-round picks in their mind. I don't believe the Eagles got all these first-round picks in their mind so that they can draft players. They initially got all these picks because they wanted to be able to get a quarterback. I heard the Saints going to package Taysom Hill. And Hill's like, Did they cut Quan Alexander? I mean, I like Alexander. I mean, I don't know if he's been the same since he got hurt. I don't know. I don't get why Watson is truly considered the only 2 teams. Why is this process so drawn out? Because he has a no trade clause, so he has control. They might have to trade Gray Jarrett. Interesting. That is interesting. I got to catch up to these. We getting a quarterback either through the draft or Watts 100. Howie has made it clear he wants a quarterback. Well, he did make an offer to Seattle. It's official. Atlanta's getting Watson. Well, I haven't seen it break here, but it would not surprise me. I take Peterson because he's another that can help our young guys. I don't know. I mean, I'm not getting any starting corners or starting wide receivers so they can help our young guys. I got coaches for that. If I'm going to get a veteran to help, I'll get a 3rd, 4th corner or 3rd, 4th wide receiver. I just don't. I don't want to hire guys. I don't want to sign guys that old. Unless I was like on the verge of winning and we were like, yes, we're Super Bowl contenders. We only need this one position. Then do it. But right now, where we're at, I think you got to go young. RX says, did Sewell sign? I always thought that Rasul Douglas is a ball. No, he hasn't signed yet. No. I always thought he would have been a good safety too. I agree with you. Cyclone, what's going on, man? Kenneth Gainwell, I do not believe is a running back number 1. Yeah, I do not. Yeah, Cole Beasley got released. I liked Beasley, but he's like 34 years old, I think, right? Something like that. I don't know who's having a pro day today. I don't know. The one that just got $104 million. He's going to go to the Saints, thank God. Whipping the sweat off my bro. That was a close one. He's going to the Saints now, huh? See, we got everybody saying Saints or whatchamacallit. Interesting. Super Tony, man, thank you for super chat, my man. He says, oh, look, Carson finally got his gold jacket. That's pretty good. Yeah, he did. He finally got his gold jacket. I like it. No truth. You think Kurtz is a stupid quarterback? I don't think Kurtz is stupid at all. Philly, why aren't we doing anything? I think something's got to be up, man. I think the Eagles got to be – something's got to be up, right? That deals – you guys are fighting. Bro, some coaches have never played. They've studied. There's nothing better than a guy who actually does it teaching you. I don't want a 31-year-old – I don't want 2 30-plus-year-old starting corners. For a young team, I don't want it. I want to get building blocks of guys that are going to be there long term. I don't want to do it unless he wants to be like my fourth corner. Me personally, I'm not signing him. I'm not signing older guys. I'm staying clear of them. You know, Tyrod Taylor taking the East, baby. You think he starts? If Watson doesn't come here, I can see the Eagles using at least one of the first to get another first next year. So if Hurts isn't the guy, they will look at a quarterback in the draft in 23. Meaning one more year of Hurts. Yeah, I agree, Joe. I think that's true. So it said the Panthers was told he won't sign with them now. See, and to that, that's kind of sad for them. Because if one team has been in the whole Deshaun Watson thing from the beginning, it's been the Eagles and Carolina. The Eagles recently got out of it. Now Carolina was in it to the end. So, yeah, it's going to be New Orleans or Atlanta. Unbelievable. Atlanta Falcons. They're not close to a Super Bowl. Not close at all. Eagles may wait and go after Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan's too old. I wouldn't go after old. I don't want old guys, man. I want to get young. Laviska Shenault to me is a very interesting guy because I think he's very talented. If you talk to Jaguar fans, a lot of them will say that he wasn't used right. I think he's got a lot of upside. Can we get one more play? Let me see here. If you're new to the channel, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. How many likes do we have? We got 240. We get to 300 likes. I'll play one more play. At 300 likes, we'll do it. Let me see if I'm demonetized here. That's the real question. Has Philly 500 been demonetized yet again? Nope, we're still rocking. Do you like the fact that we're playing Wentz twice? Yeah, I love it. I think it'll be fun. And look, Wentz could go out and, you never know what you're going to get with him. But he could go out and play great against us. Who knows? I like the fact that we're playing him, though. Isaac says Odell Beckham Jr. could be a good signing. Problem with Odell Beckham Jr. is he tore his ACL, I think, in the Super Bowl. So he ain't going to be ready for a while. So I think that's a problem. So Carolina's out. It's down to two teams. Question is, who's going to get him? Atlanta or whatchamacallit? Or New Orleans? Jim, what's going on, man? Darius Slay and Reddick are recruiting Patrick Peterson. Yeah, I'm sure they are. I mean, of course they want to. Reddick played with him in Arizona, and then Slay, of course. I mean, it sounds great. Patrick Peterson and Darius Slay. I just don't know what he's got left. You have to pay him a lot of money too. Hell no to Matt Ryan. Absolutely no good reason to play him over Hurts. I don't want Matt Ryan. To me, that would be counterintuitive. Donald says about 90% of the greats had good vets on their team. T.O. equals Moss, Rice Moss, yep, Thielen, Ridley, Julio, Smith, Muhammad. How young do you want us to be? Average 23-year-old. Come on, Philly. We need some age. Why do I need a 33-year-old opposite starting wide receiver? A 33-year-old who not only is 33, but can't stay healthy, can't stay on the field, has been, broken down body-wise over the last years. I don't need a guy shelve himself because he's a big name. I know it sounds great, Julio Jones, but listen, you want to get a veteran, go get a guy 28, 29 years old. 33 years old is too old. And then if you say, well, what about Patrick Peterson? Well, you already got Darius Slay. He's already 31 years old. Why do I need another one? I don't need an old team out there. You want to have 30-year-old guys, fine, but make sure they're backups. I mean, Julio he looked bad last year. In other words, another sub 5. Oh, yeah, another sub 5. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Jerry Jones has breakdown that people are inclined Dallas that he offers Dak, CD, and picks for Deshaun Watson. Nah, he ain't going to do that. Let me see here. Frank, man, member for 21 months of Tinfoil Dingbats. Thank you very much, man. I got 2 Tinfoil Dingbats about to drop, too. Thank you for your support. He says, I don't think Watson makes the Saints instant contenders either. Falcons for sure, I don't think so. Saints might have to give up good players in the trade also. I think Howie is waiting. I think that's what's going on too. I think that's what's going on. I agree. Julio's 33, but if Julio was Julio from a couple years ago, I'm pretty sure you won't mind. No, Julio 3 years ago, 4 years ago, in a second, of course. But he, I mean, it's not just. I say age. It's not just age. It's wear and tear. It's the amount of injuries the guy has had. I mean, the guy has had a ton of injuries. You know, I just don't want to go down that route. I mean, you guys, we've been there, right? We get these guys and they're always hurt. You know, Alshon was always hurt. Guys were always hurt. I mean, Alshon gave us one good year and then he was always banged up. I don't want guys like that. I just don't think we need that. If you're sitting there and you're like, 1 or 2 players away from contending, then do it. I get it. But in this situation, I think you stay away from them. It's just going to waste your money. I would add Honey Badger, and that would probably be about it. We have 10 picks. Guys were signed. Let's face it, we're probably not contender this year. I mean, Honey Badger would be like my age limit, like right around where he is. And only because you really need a safety. Haven't we learned from D. Jackson his first game, 1 game in 2 seasons, give an unproven player over a broken down player? Yeah. I mean, I just think, I don't know. I mean, when I watched Julio last year, I thought, man, the guy's a shell of his former self. To me. That's kind of how I saw him. 566 people here. If you're new channel, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. And if you've been subscribed for a while, just double check, make sure you're not unsubscribed. YouTube's been doing that, but I definitely we're on our way to 38,000. We want to get to 40 as soon as possible. So if you haven't, make sure you definitely subscribe. We do this all the time. Julio did nothing for the Titans. Why do people think he's going to revitalize his career at this stage? I mean, look, I know who Julio Jones is like a few years ago. I loved Julio Jones, one of my favorite players in the league. But I just don't think he's the same guy. It's a nice name, right? And it'll sell some jerseys, and it'll look cool to see Julio Jones wearing Eagle stuff. But I just don't think he can stay healthy. I don't think he's the same guy. You heard Brady. I mean, Brady gets Julio Jones. That makes sense. They're all in. Tampa Bay is all in. So, yeah, you don't care if the guy's got a half a season left. You take a chance. But think about it. Julio goes to Tampa Bay. They still have other receivers. They still have other weapons. They still have Mike Evans. They still have Chris Godwin. They still got younger guys. So it's a fit. It fits. I think Julio is perfect. Great for our young players to learn from, and honestly could rotate with Quez and Ray and keep him healthy. He wouldn't stay healthy. He would be hurt. You would have him. You'd have him half the time not even on the field. I think it's a waste of money, to be honest. I mean, if you went to somewhere like Tampa, like I said, you got receivers. He wouldn't even be starting. He'd be in a backup role. I think he's too old. You want to get an older veteran guy, then go get Allen Robinson. He's 28 years old, 29. That works. Frank, thank you for super chat, my man. Appreciate it. He said, would you trade a late round pick for Adam Thielen? I saw an article in Minnesota might make him available. No, because he's another guy. How old is Adam Thielen? Adam Thielen's got to be 31 years old at the least, right? Let me see. Adam Thielen he's 31 years. He'll be 32 at the start of next season. No, I don't want him. Now listen, like if you're talking like he's your fourth string receiver, okay. Third string receiver, all right, maybe. Fourth string, okay. But not my starting. Can't be one of my starters. Falcons, Watson, Falcons. Yeah, it sounds like Watson and the Falcons is about to happen. We'll get to see that go down today. Is there any interest? I don't think they're trading Derrick Henry at all. Odell Beckham Jr., I mean, you could sign him, but you have to sign him to a multi-year contract. He's tore his ACL, right, in the Super Bowl. So he's done. Like, he's in the Super Bowl. He ain't going to be ready for the beginning of the year. Yeah, late 20s is good age for a vet. You have to show you're still fast and durable at 32 plus. Yeah, especially when you're talking about, getting a lot of playing time. Because that's what you're going to get. You know what I mean? You're going to get a lot of playing time. Like, if Julio Jones goes to Tampa, he's not going to get nearly as many snaps. Because they already got guys. I think we could definitely draft a safety. I definitely think so. We brought Tyrod Taylor for quarterback stability at quarterback 2. If Daniel Jones doesn't work out, I'm looking for my Giants to go after Bryce Young, Roll Tide. Yeah, it could be. It definitely can happen. Tyrod Taylor will end up probably starting though, because I think Daniel Jones stinks. Zachary says Texas boy Cowboys have the worst receivers in the NFC. They might. Absolutely. Do we extend Dr. Pepe? I have no idea. Julio will be a third, and it's on Quez to be the second. We know Smitty is 1. Well, here's the thing. Let's be honest. The Eagles are not going to get rid of Reagor, right? I think we know that Jalen Reagor is not going anywhere because he's a first-round pick. So at the very least, you're going to have Quez and Reagor, right? 1, 2. So Julio Jones comes in as a fourth receiver. Yeah, okay, you might be able to get through that for 1 year. But Julio Jones, is he going to want to come to Philadelphia at 33 years old to be the fourth wide receiver behind Jalen Reagor and Quez Watkins? I can't see it happen. He's right. He's much rather going to go to Tampa Bay, be behind Godwin and Evans, and win a Super Bowl. Daniel Timms, man, thank you so much for the super chat. He says, bring back T.O. T.O. says he still could run a 4.4. I would love to see it. Watson going to either Atlanta or the Saints. Yes, Atlanta or the Saints. Both in the same division. That is big time crazy. You'll find out, is there any good name running backs available? Big name running backs? Not that I know of. And I wouldn't. The only one I can tell you through trade is Saquon Barkley is supposed to be available for a trade. I think the Giants are looking for a 4th round pick for him. But I don't think. I think you go running back in the draft, man. Seriously. Wake me up when the Eagles beat the Cowboys. That'll be next game they play. It'll happen. 500. Check them likes. Let's see. Likes. Okay, we're all right. 323. All right. Well, then we will. Then it is time for the Michael Anthony. Where's the fitness bet? All right. Cool. All right. Let me give it to you. Let me catch up here. Let me catch up on these super chats, and then we'll play it. Denzel Washington's evil twin. I love it. Where do you guys come up with these pictures of me? I don't understand it. Denzel, we need a safety. Come play safety. I'm in, dude. I'm in. I don't know where'd you find that picture? You guys always find pictures of me. I think it's hilarious. Jeremiah Butler, what's up, my man? He says, Denzel, bang that like button. You know it. You know it. Look, they could cut Reagor for all I care, too. But they won't. That's the problem. They won't. All right, let's let Michael Anthony do his thing.
Slay!
The officials are bad.
We had one
Yo,
more.
you gotta be motherfucking kidding
You gotta
me.
be kidding me. We have no time for one more play.
Look at this motherfucker
What you doing?
running from
What
a.
you doing?
To get off the field on 3rd down.
What was that bullshit?
That is not right. Kellen Moore, he's gotta be better, man. He wasn't
Oh, that's some bullshit. What was that? We had enough time for one more
We
play.
had an opportunity to win that game at the end.
But the referee screwed us.
This is
The brother screwed us.
I'm upset, but
The brother screwed
it is,
us.
man.
At least they fought back and tried.
Only Cowboys games.
Yeah, you
The brother
literally.
screwed us. The brother screwed us.
It's going to end the way
We had one bad opportunity.
Structure right there. Now that'll take. Whoa. And that's.
Hi, Michael Anthony Fitness here, MAF.
It is what it is. It is what it is. I love it. I love it. Where's Mark Holmes at? I don't see him no more. I don't see Mark Holmes no more. Ever since that meltdown. They just said Watson's waiving his no trade clause for the Falcons. Ball is in Texans court. The Falcons will look for receivers in free agency now. So what do you mean the ball is in the Texans court? They got to accept the trade? So what if they don't like the offer? Like, what if they don't like the compensation? It's interesting, isn't it? You're welcome, Clark Roberts. Absolutely welcome. Call him sleeping on the floor. Doing an arm workout. Arm workout. How would you feel about trading for James Bradbury? He's 29, but he's 1 year remaining on his contract. You think he'd be a solid second corner in Dallas? What he thinks? I'm not interested in him. I think he's overrated. To be honest with you, I would stay away from him. But I wouldn't mind bringing back Steven Nelson. So showing him workout. He don't know anything about that. No. Just all Michael Anthony translate. I don't know what that was, but I had to record it. I had to screen record it. Greatest meltdown. It's the greatest meltdown ever. No question about it. Strat RX, man. Welcome. Let's see. Welcome to Dingbat Nation, buddy. Welcome to Dingbat Nation. Thank you so much for joining. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. Thank you so much. G-Code says 500. Brady wants Julio Jones. I'm sure he does. But Tampa Bay is a totally different situation than Philadelphia Eagles. They're trying to win now. Brady's going to probably retire at the end of this year, no? So it's a totally different situation. They got Mike Evans. They got Godwin. They got Perriman. You're talking about come play for us. You'll play very limited snaps, and we'll get you a Super Bowl. That's it. Yeah, I think Slay extension is something that's going to happen. I do. Ramal says, finally, looks like I'm late again. What's up? Thoughts on Howie extension? Howie extension was weird. I mean, you got the guy getting extended 2 days into the start of the new season. You've only signed one player, no draft yet or anything, and they give him an extension. Now, some people say that it happened like 3 months ago, and it was just the late to come out, which I hope is the case. Yeah, I'm definitely going to follow you, my man. Definitely. Lyle Collins has been released. I may go pick him up. It may not be a bad move. I'm still having Michael. Mark put that. I don't know why Mark posted that, man. I don't know why he posted it. Jose, thank you for super chat, my man. He says, opinion on Miles, and is it time to cut loose? I would keep Miles Sanders 1 more year. I would let him play his contract out. I wouldn't give him an extension. I'd let him go earn it But I still think Miles can play. I still think Miles can play. You know what I mean? I still think he can. It's just my opinion. I think Miles can play, and I wouldn't give up on him yet. Let's face it, talk about us. I now know Philly 500. Yeah, right? It's classic. That's when 500 could bend over and touch his toe. I can still bend over and touch my toes. What, man, how fat do you think I am? Oh, God. I can see my toes. I can touch my toes. I'm bad. I'm not that bad. Come on now, Nick. Yeah. Yo, 500. I might also add. What are your thoughts on Sixers game versus Cleveland? I think the Sixers got some kinks they got to work out before the playoffs, but I think they're going to be fine. But I'm always concerned about the Sixers blowing leads. They seem to blow leads a lot, you know. And their coach, let's face it, he's done that not just in Philly. Miles Jack went to the Steelers. Yeah. 2 years, $16 million. We couldn't have afforded that. Bobby Wagner. Now, Bobby Wagner is a little older. Now, he's somebody I would sign if I was Eagles. I would not mind Wagner. Let me see how old he is. I think he's over 30. Now, he's one of the few exceptions. There are exceptions to the rule. Wagner, I still believe, can play. Okay, so Wagner is 31, but I still think he can play. So yeah, I would sign him. I think I would sign him. Bend over, touch your pole. There you go. Pause. I think Nick Yak just wants to see me bend over, which is a little, you know, I don't know what's going on with him. You know, I don't want Julio. He's not the same. No, he's not the same player. I agree. I don't think my Cowboys are going to win more than 10 games as they are right now. Now, the Cowboy fans, do you feel like you got screwed over with the Von Miller signing in Buffalo? Because it sounded like at a point that it was going to happen and he was going to go to Dallas. What do I think about Kaepernick to Seahawks? I mean, I haven't heard anything about it. The thing with Kaepernick is he hasn't played in like what 3 years now, 4 years now. Is the team really gonna have interest in a guy out of football that long? Seen Barkley at the airport in Newark last night. Didn't look happy. Probably getting traded soon. He might be happy to get traded. You don't know. He's 31, 32. Now he's a guy I would sign. I would sign him because I think he still can play at a high level. Colton, thank you for super chat, my man. Appreciate you. He says, Howie fooled everyone. Nothing going to happen. Fire him. He just got a 3-year extension. He's not getting fired. He just got a 3-year extension. Yo, Philly, if Philly can't make a trade for Metcalf, would you go aside? Tyler Lockett is what, 29 years old? If he's 29 years old, I'd take him. If he's over, I'm not. But I do like Tyler Lockett a little bit. I do. Josh, thank you for super chat, my man. He said, hey, Denzel, where can I get a Philly 500 merch? Check Teespring. There should be a link in the description, actually. Let me see. There should be a link in the description. No, I don't think I have one. Let me see here. Yeah, there should be. If you go to Teespring, it'll be there. I'll have to put a link in the description. But I have stuff at Teespring. So you go to teespring.com. Beasley was just released. Yes. The Honey Badger and Patrick Peterson fight. Honey Badger, yes. Peterson, no. Honey Badger, yes. Peterson, no. Honey Badger is what, 30? Let me see. See, I mean, we're talking about all guys in their 30s. Guys in your 30s only help you short term. They're not going to help you 3-4 years on the road. Tyrann Mathieu's 29, so he'll be 30 in May. I would sign him to like a 1-year deal. maybe a 1 or 2 year deal. That would be it. Let me see Tyler Lockett. How old is he? I think he's 29 as well. He's 29. He'll be 30 in September. Yeah, maybe not Tyler Lockett after all. And then let's see, Cole Beasley's going to be old. I think he's like 33 years old. Beasley's 32. Yeah, I'd stay away from Cole Beasley. Chris Olave, yeah, I like him. AJ Bowie with Slay. Let me see how old he is. You already got one 30-plus old corner. AJ Bowie is 30 years old. I want a young corner, man. Philly, do you see this? Philly signing another big bat, Kyle Schwarber? I heard that. Yeah, I heard that. That's cool, man. Yeah, he extended himself. Brandon Cook's worth a shot, or is he washed? I think he's kind of beaten down too, man. I would stay away from him. You know what I want to see is I want to see the Eagles trade for I want to see him trade for like a guy on a rookie deal still with a year left, 2 years left. I'm telling you, I would call the Bengals up, man, and I would try to pry T. Higgins. After every Cowboys game to lose next season, the price for Sean Payton goes up and up. Yeah, the Cowboy fans they're already looking at Sean Payton. We need to get younger at every position. Not everyone, but a lot of them. A lot of them. Phil, you have to get over the age thing. Any signings right now will be a bargain rental. It's just rental. I mean, that's what it is. I'm looking for longevity. You know, I think the 31-year-old guy, the 30-year-old guy, when I don't mind that is like when you get into like after the draft, you get into like June and you need that guy for 1 year. Then if you get a guy 31 years old, 32 years old, I'm okay with it. But right now we're in the fourth day of free agency. I haven't even gotten to the draft yet or anything. I don't want to go sign all these older guys. Do that after the draft. Not right now. It's okay to do it after the draft, in my opinion. But right now we're talking about spending all our cap money on guys 33 years old, 32 years old, 31 years old. I mean, if you're gonna do it in June. There's a reason why. Howie doesn't want to get older. He wants to get younger. Howie is looking. They're looking at it. They're looking at a trade. They're looking at a trade. I have no doubt that the Eagles are going to pull a trade off. Don't think they're giving up T. Higgins. They might trade up Tyler Boyd. Well, Tyler Boyd's another good player though, and I think he's fairly young, right? I like Tyler Boyd a lot. I would not mind Tyler Boyd. Tyler Boyd is 27. Yeah, he's 27 years old. Perfect. I'll take Tyler Boyd. Trevon Diggs is good. I like him. All the same thing, 500. What is that? What is the same thing? See, Chris Hero, I like this. If I'm Philly, I'm trying to trade Laviska Shenault. He's supposedly Laviska Shenault is on the block. Laviska Shenault is got a lot of upside. I think he's only 23 years old. He's young. He's had some injuries, had some drop problems, but a lot of people in Jacksonville said they never used him right. His frame and what he can do, he looks like the perfect complement, like a young guy bring in. I would do it. I would take a flyer on him. You know? Steven Nelson's a free agent. He's still out there. I would like to bring him back. I heard a rough estimate was around $20 million right now, Michael. We should pass up on edge rusher in the first and wait for the Abakete, I can never pronounce his name, Diego Costa, or Nick Bonito for the second round. They might do that. I want Howie to get Dante Jackson, Deshaun Elliott, and Allen Robinson, then go in the draft and get Lloyd at linebacker. See, Allen Robinson, to me, is what? He's 28, 29 years old. He's perfect too. Like that's the kind of vets I'm looking for right now. When you go 31-year-old, 32-year-old, 33-year-old, you do that in June. 500, you need to say sorry. I do not need to say sorry for what? What do I possibly have to say sorry to Howie about? Can you tell me why I should say sorry about? You mean about Howie signing his contract and not signing anybody else? You mean about drafting Danny Watkins? I should apologize to him about that? Should I apologize to him about Nelson Aguilar? Should I apologize to him about what? I mean, there's so many bad mistakes. I've been very consistent with Howie Roseman. Howie Roseman cannot draft for shit. He's not a good drafter. He's not a good evaluator of talent. I give him credit on the other things he does right. But I'm not apologizing to him. I never will. He should apologize to me. He should apologize to me. Mike, what's going on, man? You took time. I took Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, Sean. I took off. I took off for this. Today and tomorrow I'm off. I got it. My daughter's sick. I got to take her to get a you know what test tomorrow. So she's sick with a fever. So that's why I'm home today. Are we going to sign anyone? I think we're going to make a trade. That's what I think. Howie's made 2 moves. Hassan Reddick and Howie Roseman. Howie Roseman is 225. Yeah, 2025. Sven said, King, you know why it's been quiet? Howie's been looking for the Umbrella Man 2.0 in the draft. I think you might be right. I really hope for you guys that he uses 3 picks wise or they will kill him in Philly. Listen, he just gave himself a 3-year extension today. Once again, 500, I don't think we would trade Saquon interdivision. If we trade Saquon, it would hopefully out of the conference or at least in our conference, maybe out west. Yeah, I mean, I think perhaps you're correct. I don't think the Eagles will trade for him. I don't think that'll happen. Howie got me my first Super Bowl. Well, you know what? The clock is right twice a day. It took him, 21 years of failure? Nah. Sorry, but Howie Roseman did a good job in free agency that year. Everything just worked. And he was in a situation where he should have been winning more. And he made every wrong move possible. Got us in cap hell. And then last year we had to eat how much money? And now we're finally getting this thing going. Howie cannot draft talent. He cannot do it. Howie owes us multiple yeah, great. Howie's a cap guy. Stay away from the draft. That's it. That's always been my only 2 complaints with Howie have been 1, talent evaluation. I don't like it, and 2, he doesn't get along with other GMs and other football guys. He's had a lot of problems where a lot of people do not want to work for him. That is all true, and that has all been out there for a long time. Those are my only 2 complaints. Drafts, contracts, good. Trades, he's spectacular in. Certain things good. Just don't let him be a GM. That's all. That's all I ask. But I'm not apologizing to Howie Roseman for nothing. It'll never happen. That'll never happen. If Howie Roseman gets me DK Metcalf, I will consider it. How about that? Listen, we won a Super Bowl because, I think you had very good signings that year. They all worked out. And also you had some older guys who all happened to have career years. If you notice, after that year, all the older guys started getting hurt and worn down. It just worked out. And then Carson was having an MVP year. And then when he got hurt, Nick Foles got hot at the right time. We had a lot of good things go our way. No question about it. But it wasn't because of because Howie was some genius. That is not the case at all. Patrick Peterson is a good option for the Eagles. I guess he could be. I would stay away because of his age, though. Porter Rock, thank you for super chat. Missing on DK and Justin should have gotten him beat up. Should have gotten him fired. You know, and there's countless other ones. I mean, the Eagles since 2012, and this came out last year. Since 2012, the Eagles have the third worst drafting percentage in the National Football League. Since 2012, we have the third worst drafting percentage. That's not good, and that's on him, you know. And the one year that it kind of went up was the year that Chip Kelly drafted. So, you know, take it for what it is. No accidents. We have number one rushing attack. Great. Best offensive line in football. Killer defensive line. And yeah, I mean, it was a great year. It was a good team. DK or Watson, I'll forgive him for sucking ass. If he pulls off a DK Metcalf trade, then I'll give him some credit. I mean, I give Howie credit when he does the right thing. When he makes a good trade, I say it. When he does sign somebody I like, I say it. When he drafts Devontae Smith, I give him credit. But I also tell when he does bad. What bothers me about Howie is that there's no responsibility there. That Jeffrey Lurie never blames him for anything. I mean, how do you fire a coach who wins you a Super Bowl, takes you to 3 straight playoff games, and then he misses 1 year of the playoffs and you fire him? I'm sorry. I mean, Doug had his flaws, but he shouldn't have got fired. And he got fired. And it was because Howie didn't want to give up player evaluation. And I will say this: if you wanna really make an argument against Howie in the Super Bowl, a lot of people will say that Joe Douglas had a bigger part in that than Howie Roseman. I'm just saying. People like to remember the misses. Well, that's easy because there's way more misses than not. I mean, if you have the third worst drafting percentage in the National Football League since 2012, and the only reason it's not worse and you're not the worst is because you had 1 year stretch where Chip Kelly made some good picks. I think that it's okay. It's hard not to miss it. You know, sorry, Howie cannot draft. It's just a fact. That doesn't mean he doesn't do other things good, but he cannot draft. Just popping in my Eagles. No Eagles news. It's quiet. J-Joe should get moved to tight end. He's too small for tight end. He can't block. I don't think he's as good as a blocker as they say. I don't think he could do it. Joe, you have to draft impact players. If you don't, franchise will be stuck in the mud for years. It will be. And what happens when you don't draft well? Well, what happens is then what you do is in order to hide and make up for your mistakes in the draft, you go out and you spend money in free agency. And then when you go out and spend money in free agency, you get to the salary cap. Then you have to restructure deals and push players' money back so that you create cap room so you can bring players in. This happens because you didn't do good in the draft. So when you see the Eagles were in cap hell and having cap problems, and then they're doing all these restructures and they're pushing the money back, and then we have no cap room last year, that's because the Eagles missed in the draft and they had to use the free agency to try to hide the deficiencies. That is a flaw of the Eagles drafting. It's just the truth. 3,500. When it comes to the draft, you mean Howie blows, man, right? Yes. Pause. Yes, I do. Brandon Brown and Cunningham leaving us for assistant GM roles hurt us because both are future GMs and we won't get any picks from them either. Yeah, we don't get any picks from them, huh? Joseph says, take off the stupid wool hat. Winter is over. Put on baseball cap. Take a shit. Take a shit. I do what I want to do. Don't tell me what to do. I do what I want to do. Miles Jack is going to Steelers. Absolutely. He's there. 2 years, $16 million. That's why you get those 1 year contracts. 1 year contracts only work so well. You know, you can only have so many. Being a block wide receiver and playing 10 are very different levels of blocking. Blocking 190-pound wide receiver is 260-pound lineman. Yeah, it's totally different. Totally different. Today is slow NFL. Yeah, it is. Hi, what's up, Elizabeth Jones? How are you? What was it? Yeah, we can't create certain positions. I agree. Howie was right about. How do you know? He's played 1 year. The guy's played 1 year. We don't know yet. It looks promising, but you don't know yet. So now that we know how he can't draft, why is people are letting him have control over 3 firsts? This has been my issue since last year when you got the 3 firsts. Why would you do it? But then you listen to Jeffrey Lurie's press conference. He doesn't hold Howie Roseman responsible. You know? If I wasn't going for that Tim Pool look, no, I just was cold this morning. That's why I put it on. But but when somebody tells me to take something off, stop this, take this off, when I hear that, I just double down. You know what I mean? Hey, listen. All I'm saying is people could say do this or do that. I do what I want to do. I'm 46 years old. I do what I want to do. I wear what I want to wear. You don't like it, take a shit. You'll flip best Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, Tom Holland. I saw a thing. It was interesting. It said Andrew Garfield was the best Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire was the best Peter Parker, and Tom Holland's good at both. That I kind of agree with. DK's not getting traded. Let it go. I don't think he is. Oh, they said he might for first, but we'll see. Did you take my wrench? I did not take your wrench. Well, Denzel Washington, Evil Twin. Who are you normally? I don't. I thought you were new. No, Cole Beasley's too old. Waiting for Watson's trade to be official before it speeds up. Yeah, that's what it comes down to. I wonder what's taking so long for the Watson to make a decision. It's only 2 years, 2 teams, something's up. I wonder if he has to waive his no trade clause, then they have to work out the trade. Or is the trade already worked out with all these teams? That's what I want to know. Atlanta Falcons need to worry about that offensive line. They're going to have a lot to worry about. You know what I mean? Ojabo, Christian Harris, Riddick, Hargrave, Graham Sweat. I love it. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Where's Philly Crew? And Philly Crew, I respect you and Alex's opinion on Howie. I just disagree. I just totally disagree. You know? Let me see here. Eagles signed a bunch of players' second contracts, but we can't draft. Listen, we can't draft. I right. I can tell you, they've had some good drafts. They hit some guys, but you're talking from 2012 on. If you look at the amount of players that they missed on, I mean, it is what it is. Howie can't draft. He can't draft well. He hasn't in the past. I mean, it's a fact. It's a fact. He does a lot of other things good. I'm not saying he shouldn't be within the organization. I think you should keep him, make him president of the team. Let him just work on contracts or work on trades. But talent evaluation, I don't think he's good at it. What's the temperature on the left side? What do you mean on the left side? Oh, here it was kind of cold this morning. I don't know how cold. It felt like low 40s. Probably 50s here. What the hell are you? Liz 500 is married. Stay clear of this miracle. I'm a miracle? Hey, look, I can't help it if I look like Denzel Washington. You know what I'm saying? I can't help it. But I don't know what you're talking about. But if you're talking about me, hey, I'm married. What are you going to do? I'm a catch, man. Thoughts on up and down Sixers? Sixers scare me that they always blow leads. But I also think maybe they're working out the kinks with Harden there. So I just kind of hope that it'll work itself out. But we'll see. I'm trying not to panic about it. Okay, because 2016, 2017 drafts didn't help win Super Bowl. His 2018 drafts were considered his best draft in the entire league, but he can't draft. The 2018 draft was considered the best draft in the 2018 in the league, but he can't draft. Who did he take in 2018? Remind me again. Who was their first round pick in 2018? I can't remember off the top of my head, but I can tell you what, we can go look from 2012, 2013. Well, we can't look at 2013. Chip Kelly came in and he had a good draft. You look at most of the drafts, he misses all the time. He does, especially early. It's just the way. It's not. It's like scientific fact. It's like written down. It's like it's been shared. The studies have been done. Since 2012, the Eagles have the third worst percentage of draft. Third worst. And one of the reasons only third and not the worst is because there's a blip there when Chip Kelly picked and made some good picks. That's the truth. Everybody's going to hit sometimes. But the truth is he's not good at drafting. And he, people make excuses for him all the time. I don't get it. I don't think he does a good job in talent evaluation. Okay? I don't know how you look at DK Metcalf and then J.J. Arcega-Whiteside and take J.J. Arcega-Whiteside over DK Metcalf with your second round pick. I can't. That doesn't work for me. Elijah Lloyd, thank you for super chat. Hey Philly, is Howie the best GM the Eagles have had? And do you think he could actually be content with Hurts moving forward? Always open to better. I think they're going to wait and see with Hurts, right? We'll see what Hurts can be. I don't think Howie's the best GM the Eagles ever had. It depends what you mean. I think Howie is really, really good at making trades. I think he's really good at being aggressive, making trades, moving up in the draft, getting players he wants. I think he does a great job there. And I think he's the best at that. Where I think he's really bad is, especially in those early rounds, he does not pick well. He relies too heavily on analytics, and I think it hurts him. That's my honest opinion. They've had some good drafts every once in a while, but overall, most of his picks are bad. Howie should have a good draft this year because it's filled with a bunch of line depth on both sides of the ball. He should. I mean, if you look at the Derek Barnett pick, you think that would have been a good pick. It wasn't. And there's a lot of people that didn't want Derek Barnett, me included, and there were other guys to get. And he just misses on a lot of picks. 2 out of 13 seasons is not a good ratio. So it's not. And I'm not trying to be like, I'm not trying to hate on the guy. I'm trying to say, when it comes to trades, when it comes to being aggressive, when it comes to moving up in the draft, when it comes to those things, I think he's the best in the league at it. I think there's nobody better at making trades and getting value than Howie Roseman. I think he does that better than anybody. But when it comes to just drafting players and picking talent, he falls short. He falls short. All I know is that he hit this year. Well, it looks like, I mean, the Devontae Smith pick, like, he had to do it, right? That should be a no-brainer. Now, if you want to be picky, you can say he passed up on Parsons. I won't be because I really like Devontae Smith. The Landon Dickerson pick was a great pick. It looks like he had a good draft last year. He needs to have one this year. And he needs to have one early on. There's a lot of picks that Howie has that are good. They're good in the mid to late rounds, but early on they're horrible. 500 Davis and Ojabo in the first, Christian Harrison in the second. That would be a great, and Riddick Hargrave grand slam. Yeah, well, that's what I would like. In a perfect situation, if I could get Christian Harrison second round, and if I can get Davis and Ojabo in the first, and then maybe like another offensive lineman, with that other pick is something I would do. You know what I mean? You can't miss first round picks if you trade away to tap. It's true. You have a feeling we are done free agent? I think there's a trade coming. I think there's a trade coming. Everyone here, tell Philly 500 to look for a message. I see it right now. Why the hell is he back? I don't know. What do you have dream scenario right now? A realistic one? For me, it would be to basically dream scenario. Are you talking about free agency or the draft? Free agency would be to make a trade for a wide receiver. To get a wide receiver in free agency, like through a trade. Then in the draft, I would like to see the Eagles trade up into the top 10 with their 15th pick. Stay at 16 with their 16th pick, and then maybe get another first with their 19th pick. I want David Ojabo. I want David Ojabo and Jordan Davis or something like that. DK is so overrated by you. You think DK Metcalf? Well, see, I mean, we just don't see eye to eye. Then I respectfully disagree with you. I don't think DK Metcalf is overrated. I think DK Metcalf is an absolute stud who has not hit his ceiling yet. But I respect your opinion. But are you gonna tell me DK Metcalf is overrated, but Nelson Aguilar was great? I like Marquez Valdez-Scantling. I think he's young. He's got some upside. I wouldn't be opposed to that cheap. It may not be a bad idea. I wouldn't be opposed to that at all. I can't believe the Eagles still haven't done anything, man. It's so crazy to me. Let me see here. Well, you didn't change my weight, Philly 502. Can you do something? I agree. Hey, listen, I don't agree with Philly Crew 23 about Howie. I don't agree with Alex about him, but I respect their opinions. We can disagree and respectfully, we can respectfully disagree, Just got word Cole Beasley was released by Bills. Not bad pick. Hey, he's good. He's just too old, in my opinion, Ojabo, Dean, Booth, first round, your opinion. That would be an A+ first round for me. Definitely it'd be an A+ first round. I can't see the Eagles drafting a linebacker in the first round, though. That's always what I come back to, Like I said, the way you tell, it's simple. The way you tell how a good a team's been draft-wise is by, the fact of how much they spend in free agency. A good team that drafts well doesn't have to go spend all their money in free agency. It's a lot of times when you don't draft well that you have to make up for not drafting well. So you try to fill holes that way. Then you get into salary cap hell. Then you start pushing contracts back. And then it all comes and bites you in the ass, which is exactly what happened to us last year. Why is that? Because we didn't draft well. Birds need to sign Matt Leonidas. He wants to rip the Commanders' heads off. I'm all for it. Let's do it. We don't spend a ton of money. We have, though. We have in the past. We spend a ton of money in the past. We have. This year we haven't. I think something's going on. I think what's going on now is I think the Eagles got turned off by the free agent market at wide receiver. But we have in the past, no question about it. At least we aren't the Jets, Giants, or Colts. I agree. Our GM is bad, but he could be so much worse. Listen, Howie is very good at certain things, like really like the best at it, okay? I want to give him credit where credit is due. I don't think there's a better GM at making trades and getting values for trade. I don't think there's anybody better than that. If there's one guy I trust to make a trade, it's Howie. He usually makes great trades, okay? I think he does a great job with manipulating the cap. I think he does a great job with contracts. A perfect example was they paid Josh Sweat a contract. That contract was paid based on getting between 7 and 9 sacks a year. That's about what Josh Sweat did, so they got value out of that contract. I think he does those things really, really, really good. But when it comes to picking talent, he's horrible. So he has a lot of good qualities, you know, but the one thing that worries me the most is you have 3 first-round picks, and he's picking. If you want Howie going so bad, who do you want to replace? I want Howie. No, I don't necessarily want Howie out of the organization. I don't mind if he stays in the organization. I don't want him picking talent. So what I want you to go get a guy that is a football guy, a football GM, and let him be in charge of the draft. Let him be in charge of picking the players. That's what I want. And then Howie, he could be in charge of the contracts. He could be in charge of free agency. He can, but I want a talent evaluator. I want a real talent evaluator. That's what I want. So, there's guys out there. I mean, there are guys on the teams. If we picked like Baltimore talent wise, if we picked as good as Baltimore, we'd have won 3 Super Bowls. I think Howie quiet because he is set with what we got for today. His focus on the draft, but still has ears wide open opportunities. See, I think he said, I'm not paying all this money for wide receivers. Because the one thing Howie's good at is knowing value. And I think he's working a trade. I think by tomorrow we're going to see a monster trade go down for the Eagles. That's what I think is going to happen. Eagles need a specific talent value. That's all. That's it. And you don't have to fire Howie. I don't want to fire Howie. I don't want him out of the organization. He can stay. I just don't want him picking draft picks. Just because he's good at trades doesn't make him a great GM. He's atrocious at he's horrible at drafting. He's one of the worst in the league at drafting, especially early in the draft. And Howie's a bully. Well, Howie, I mean, that's the other thing. How many times have we heard that GMs do not want to come to Philly? People do not want to come to Philly because of Howie Roseman. I mean, that's not good, Howie haven't been good in trades. We miss on players he didn't pull the trigger on the Hopkins. That was a big mistake, Top Dog. But when he does make trades, he gets good value for it. What did he give up? A 3rd-round pick for Slay after the pick he had last year? After the season Slay had last year? You say, oh, that's worth it. Look what he got for Carson Wentz. The best thing that he ever did was when he had to get up to draft Carson Wentz. He was able to jump 2-3 times he traded up. I thought that was really genius and really awesome. He's very good at that, but he's not good at picking. Philly, you have no argument. You can tell me the GM you want to replace him with. It's not about It's not about one guy. You're acting like I'm stuck on one person's name and that's it. It doesn't matter. There's so many guys that you could bring up that are better talent evaluators. All right, I would bring Mike Mayock back and let him pick before Howie Roseman. I would let Louis Riddick be a GM before Howie Roseman. I would look to a team like Baltimore and bring up a young guy who's ready to be a GM. You're harping on one guy's. I'm not looking to replace him with anybody specific. I'm looking at replacing him with somebody who's a football guy. I think many people could do better than. I think you could draft better than him. Kazzy, thank you for super chat. Love you, Philly. F the cow pies. F them, man. Exactly right. Howie is great at picking his nose. I mean, it's just the way it is, you know. He got Devontae Smith, didn't he? He did. He did. He definitely did. He also drafted Danny Watkins. Remember that? He also drafted who else did he draft? Nelson Aguilar? Stinks. J.J. Ortega-Whiteside? Stinks. I mean, there's a longer list of guys that stink than not. I get what you're saying about the drafting, but there is some validity to that. But drafting is hard, and no, I would not let Mayock pick over Howie. You don't realize how bad Mayock is. I would let Mayock pick over Howie any day of the week. I would. I would definitely let him. But it doesn't even matter. The name isn't important to me. You can find somebody. What's important to me is that they're a football guy, that they know football, you know? Marcus Smith was Howie Roseman. Marcus Smith draft pick was Howie Roseman. Even Howie admitted that it was. That's what cost Howie that job the following year, because that was his pick. The next year, you saw Chip Kelly take over that draft, and he wasn't perfect in the draft either. Aguilar had one good year out of how many? He absolutely is horrible. He had one career year. He stinks. Mike took Farrell 4th overall, laughing my ass off. Well, that's all right. Howie has a lot worse picks than him, believe me. Listen, you're not going to hit on every pick. I get it. But he stinks on so many, it's not even funny. I would take a lot of people over him. I would definitely take Mayock any day of the week over Howie Roseman as a talent evaluator. Hey, Philly, send it first and second along with Dillard, regular Seattle DK. I mean, I would do it, Barry. Absolutely. Howie has good picks. So far and few between, my friend. Far and few between. The problem is half our fan base are 15-year-olds that know nothing about football. The Hurts sexuals actual think Hurts is good. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of young guys. I agree with that. I don't think most of you realize what other teams' draft classes look like. Listen, I know exactly what they look like. I've looked at the sheets. I've looked at it. From 2012 on, the Eagles have the 3rd worst draft percentage. That was under Howie Roseman's range. The only reason it's not the worst is because they had 1 year where Chip Kelly had some decent picks. That's it. The worst percentage. This was documented. I mean, you can find this on the internet. It's horrible. I think I even did videos bringing this up. There's no excuse for it. 500 being biased. Did Howie sleep with someone you love? See, I'm not being biased. I can't be biased. I just gave the guy credit and said he was the best at doing certain things. And then I told you what he was bad at. I'm not the one being biased. It sounds like you're being biased because you're protecting him at all costs. At least I can admit when he does something good or bad. Can you? Hey, Philly fan, what do you think about Giants to GM? I mean, I don't know a lot about him. I know that he's supposed to be like a good young up and coming guy. So we'll see. We'll see. I like the ball hiring. I like the idea of getting Kafka as our offensive coordinator. So they did some things alike, but we'll see. I mean, we'll see. I trust him more than Howie Roseman. Bro, you guys are actually stupid. I'm sorry. You guys think Howie's good draft. I don't think he's good draft. No. Let's see here. I'm leaving Dallas for Philadelphia Eagles. I hope I'm welcome. Hey, come on. Welcome. Chip Kelly messes the Eagles. Chip Kelly, I mean, look, Chip Kelly has a whole bunch of other issues. There's no question about it. He's horrible. Howie does not hit 50% of the time. Howie does not hit 50% of the time. That's craziness. If he did that, we would have won 2-3 Super Bowls. What would truly help the Eagles is hiring a guy strictly to handle the draft. That's it. That Joel Armstead, that's what I'm saying. And let Howie handle the money. That's it. That's all I'm saying. Maybe time to rethink GM position altogether. People have strengths and weaknesses. That's all I'm saying. That's it. You're exactly right. That's what they need to do. And that's all I'm asking. You could keep Howie there. Just get me a draft guy. Get me a talent evaluator. Howie is not a football guy. He's a lawyer. He's a contract guy. Pull up the draft. I mean, I've done videos on the draft. I've spoken about this for years. I'm not going to pull it up now. You guys can go look at those videos, or go find them, or go look up the information yourself. He's horrible at drafting. Andrew loves Howie Roseman. It's his buddy. I don't know where you get your facts. The third worst percentage drafting. That's right. I've never heard of that stat before any Eagles analyst. No, it's not bullcrap. It's actually out there. Actually, the videos on it. The Eagles from 2012 had the biggest rate, third highest rate of draft failure. They can measure that. Okay, they can look and see how many players were drafted, how long they lasted in the league, what they did. Third highest rated draft failure since 2012. And the Eagles are the only ones since 2012 to have the same guy making the picks. There's something to it. Will, thank you for super chat, my man. He said, imagine being such a hater that you call people hurt sexuals. I never even heard of that term until today. Thank you for super chat. It's about time the Cowboys are changing from branding culture to a team-first culture. Kudos. What do you mean? Is that what they're doing? Their eyes on the draft now. They might be. Maybe you're right. I think they're going to make a trade. Minus is 500. You don't have to explain. This is all on. I know it's common knowledge. I mean, it's not. It's not. It's not. It's not. It's not something that. I mean, I'm not the only one saying this for years. The thing is with the Howie people is they think he's perfect. This guy's not. The guy's got so many flaws, but at least when he does something good, I can say he did something good. The only thing Chip Kelly was good at was drafting and conditioning. We didn't have much injuries with him, and now he's only good at I mean, no, Howie's very good at trades and contract. Chip Kelly was horrible at trades. I mean, he was horrible. He couldn't trade Deshaun Jackson for anything. And then remember, they basically gave LaShawn McCoy away for nothing. Chip Kelly was horrible at that. He was also horrible at coaching. He was horrible. You know what I mean? Philly 500, the chat said, prove it. I mean, listen, go look it up. I mean, if I have to, I'll go find the stuff again and pull it out. I don't have it on me. I don't keep it in my pocket, but there's actual video. I know I did a video on this. I think it was like 2 years ago. I did a video on this. So the information is out there. Just go look it up. It's not hard to research. Back in the day when I used to go to school, we used to have to go to the library. Now all you guys got to do is type it in Google. Louis Riddick was with us from 2018, 2013. He would be great GM. He was the charge of scouting and personnel. And you know what happened? He hated Howie Roseman. Had big problems with Howie Roseman. Big, huge problems with Howie Roseman. I mean, look, the proof is in the pudding. All you have to do is go back and look at this man's draft. It's horrendous. Yeah, I keep it under the hat. That's right. Put the link. I don't have the link on me. You think I keep the link with me? There's something 2-3 years ago I did a whole thing on. Go look it up yourself. You know so much about Howie Roseman. Go look it up. Yo, Philly, Mark Holmes is salty. Have you seen his videos? Yeah, I know. He's very salty. He's losing it. Imagine coaches and players on other teams saying your quarterback can't read and he's going to throw a couple interceptions. Yeah, I mean, that happens. No doubt about it. I think Sayamalu, they're going to try to plug him in right guard. That's my assumption. That's what I'm assuming they're going to do, right? That's what I think. You know what I mean? Definitely. Watson isn't coming here. Howie isn't signing anyone. If anything happening, we're trading for a player. I think we're trading for a wide receiver. You know what I mean? James says, yo, Philly, what's crazy is if the media made our picks for us, we'd have a star-studded team. But he always has to be the smartest man in the room and fails miserably on day one and day two. They do. And a lot of his problems is, and there was an article, and I don't have it on me, I think it was Jeff McClain that did this last year, that the Eagles put too much emphasis on analytics, especially early in the draft. Howie and Jeffrey Lurie believe in analytics over scouting and talent evaluation by football guys. And this was a story last year. I don't have it on me. I don't walk around with my Howie papers. Professor Chaos, thank you for Super Chat. We're seeing some Howie extension money being used on bots in the chat to defend his picks. No, listen, Howie always has defenders, and I respect them. I respectfully disagree with what they say, though. I respect them. I have no problem. I enjoy the back and forth. But you know, a little bit of research, it's very easy to see how bad he has been in the draft, you know. And Professor Chaos, thank you for Super Chat. If we get DK or Jefferson, we don't get Smith. You wouldn't have needed Smith. Maybe you take Parsons there, you know. Why waste the energy complaining about how his extension proves Lurie don't care? No, I mean, that's the truth. That's the truth. I agree with you. At 500, you sound like you're running mouth. You can call whatever you want to call it. I don't care. Yeah, I'm just telling you the truth. The truth hurts, doesn't it? Truth hurts sometimes. But if Howie Roseman, a lot of the people that love Howie Roseman, if he got fired today, they would be like, oh yeah, we had to fire Howie. He stinks. He can't draft. Yeah. But now he's on the team. Oh, he's the greatest thing ever. I'm just telling you like it is. You know, I'm just giving you my honest opinion. The guy sucks at drafting. Very good at contracts and trades. Sucks at drafting. That's my opinion. Nobody's changing it. We need a video on Dak Anthony wears the fitness. You need. You know what? I'll put it out there. Let me run it. I'm gonna go check. I need to go check on my daughter because she's sick. So here, enjoy this while I go check on her.
One more play.
If you need anything, let me know. So if you need anything, let me know.
We had not time for one more play.
The officials are bad.
We had one more.
Yo, you gotta be motherfucking
You
kidding
got
me.
to be kidding me. We have no time for one more play.
Look at this motherfucker
What are you doing?
running from
What
a.
are you doing?
To get off the field on third down.
What was that bullshit?
That is not right.
Tell him more. He's got to be better. He wasn't.
Oh, that's some bullshit. What was that? We had no time for one more
He
play.
had an opportunity to win that game at the end.
But the referee screwed us.
Away, but, you know, this is just
The brother screwed us.
You know, I'm upset, but
The brother screwed
it
us.
is, man.
At least they fought back and tried.
Only Cowboys games.
Yeah, you literally.
The brother screwed us. The brother screwed us.
It's going to end the way
We had an opportunity for one more play.
By Michael Anthony Fitness here, MAF.
Need to set up here right there, and I'll be able to use the original structure right there. Now that'll take, whoa, and that's,
It is what it is. It is what it is. Send that guy shirt to bro. I gotta make one, Ponton. I definitely gotta make one. You know, I know you're crying, laughing, making the opening to your video. I have to make it an opening, definitely. You know, my top 3 receivers. Well, I mean, I don't know how realistic the first one is, but I mean, my number 1 would be DK Metcalf if possible. Also, I think Chase Claypool or Laviska Shenault, because both of those said that they possibly could be on the trade block. So those would be, you know. I feel bad for Michael. I do. I felt bad they fell through the floor. I just don't know why Mark would have posted it. Like, I never would have posted that. He said, man, but he posted it like his son fell through the floor and he put the video up. I never would have put the video up. Mark is losing it. Yeah, I mean, Tom Brady recruiting Julio Jones. I mean, that makes sense. It makes a lot of sense to me, you know. I mean, why not? You're trying to win one more year, you know. If we were in a situation Tampa Bay is in, I would be all for that, you know. But it's really slow free agency wise, though, isn't it? Like, there is not much going on. Philly 500, the Cowboys just released guard Lyle Collins. Yeah, I would take a look at Lyle Collins. Why not? Right? How old is he? Like 28 years old? He's got to be, right? Philly, Mark Holmes is quaking through his boots over this all season. The Cowboys are imploding before our eyes. Oh, it's so very true, Alec. Very, very true. You know what I mean? Julio is the vet we need. See, yeah, man, I'm going to disagree with you there. Respectfully, I respectfully disagree. I think he's too old. He's 33 years old. He's been hurt. How many games did Julio Jones even play last year? Let me see if I can find it. I'm curious how many games he played. I think just too much wear and tear. He's been banged up. I think he's too old, man. He's 33 years old. He just turned 33. I mean, if it was like 2-3 years ago, I would have been all for it. You know, he had 31 receptions last year. He still had 434 yards. I mean, maybe he does have a year left. Who knows? Maybe he does. Luis Cabrera, thank you for the super chat, my man. He says, any updates? Nothing. But we have 539 people still in here. If you're new to the channel, make sure you like. Make sure you subscribe. Definitely subscribe. You don't want to miss it. We'll be back. I will be streaming tomorrow. I don't know if I can do as long. I might just do like an hour or two because I got to take my daughter to get a you-know-what test. But definitely, if you guys haven't, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. Did Howie calculate the calculation? Yeah, for his own contract. Howie Roseman, the biggest signing this all season is Howie Roseman. Howie signs himself before he signs Allen Robinson. See, Allen Robinson would be good, you know. Yeah, Mark said that's where you got to be careful. But then he fell through it, and then he decided to share it with the internet. This is BS, man. I cannot believe the Eagles have not done anything. Like, there's got to be something going on behind the scenes. God, I would love to be a fly on the wall, you know? I am the GOAT of GMs. There he is, Howie Roseman. And listen, and Philly Crew 23, Alex, we don't see eye to eye on Howie, but I love you guys anyways. I respect it, and I appreciate the debate. I really do. Show enough, what's up, man? How are you? When does free agent start for the Eagles this year? I don't know. I mean, listen, the biggest signing was Howie Roseman, you know? Now, I wouldn't touch Julio either. I just think, he's 33, but it's not just that he's 33. He's injured a lot. Now, he's always injured the last few years, always injured. And he just, when you get that old and you get wear and tear in your body, I don't know that's a good idea, especially like what would he be coming in as? Is he coming in as the fourth receiver, the third receiver? Because you don't want him to be the starter. I don't think you want him starting. If he goes to Tampa Bay, they still have Godwin, Evans, they have Perryman. They still have receivers. I don't think it's a good signing for us. And I'm like the biggest Julio Jones fan too. I think he's one of my favorite non-Eagles of all time. Yeah, my guess is two things, Jeff. Here's my guess. I think there's two things going on. Either two of these things. The first thing, and I think this is the most likely thing. I think the Eagles saw the wide receiver market, and they saw how overpaid these receivers are going. And I think the Eagles are looking to make a trade for a receiver. I think they're decided we're not going free agency. We're going to go trade route. And they may be doing the same thing for safety. And they're trying to make some trades. And I think you may see a big trade for like a receiver. I'm thinking a guy like there were rumors that Chase Claypool may be shopped, Laviska Shenault may be shopped. Apparently, some people said Seattle is willing to trade DK for a first-round pick. I think it could be that. The only other thing it could be that I could think of is that the Eagles are waiting for the Deshaun Watson thing to go down just in case they can lure him to Philly. And they want to make sure that they can do it just in case. That's the only two things I can think of. I provided 2 articles proving what Philly 500 was saying about Howie. Took me 3 seconds on a Google search. Oh, you did? Did you drop them? Drop them in the thing. You provided 2. Did you drop them in the link? Let's see if I can pin them. But yeah, they're out there. You just got to look it up. I did videos showing it before. I just don't carry it around in my pocket. But thank you, D-Train. He said he provided 2 articles proving what Philly 500 was saying about Howie. Took me 3 seconds on a Google search. There you go. See? The Calvin Ridley thing was perfect. It was perfect. And see, that's where Howie's smart. Howie looked he probably looked at the receiver market and said, it's going to be expensive. We should try to pull trigger on Calvin Ridley now. And he tried to give him credit for it, Julio Jones still freak, 2 years left, easy. Well, I like Julio Jones, but I just think you're going to bring him in as a starter opposite Devontae Smith for 2 years, 33. If there's one position you do it, I guess maybe there a linebacker, but I prefer not to at that age, Even though the New York Giants moved back last year in the draft, the Kadarius Toney pickup is going to make sense in this Brian DeBall and Kafka offense this year. No noise, new regime. We can finally see the magic. Well, they should be able to use him much better. He's an interesting guy because Kadarius Toney shows a lot of talent. He definitely does, but he can't stay on the field. Yeah, anybody's better than regular. That's true. All right, Alec, have a good one yourself. Yeah, Evans, Godwin, Julio, Perryman, ridiculous. And just think, Julio's probably going to get the least amount of snaps out of all those guys. I had Julio Jones fantasy last season. Even when he played, he was a ghost. He had one good game. It'd be missing in action, Deshaun Jackson all over again. That's what I think. That's the sad reality of it. But I think that's exactly right. See, for like Brady to want him makes sense. They're a 1 year all in, and he's going to be like the 4th, 5th receiver. He's not even going to be one of the top 3 receivers. We would need to use him a lot here. Philly, that's why you got to be careful, Mark. I know, I saw that. And I'm making any more fitness. I'm going to have to make some, yeah. I'm making a fitness shirt. We're going to make a fitness shirt. Oh, the Reddick presser soon? Yeah, I'm probably going to go for that. What time is that at? I want to see that. I'm probably going to end the stream when that get ready to start so I can watch it. And then I'm going to make my daughter some soup soon. Philly, they're trying to convince Watson to come. See, I can see that. That actually, I think, could be possible. Because I'm sure they got the ammo and the compensation Houston wants. So that could be what it is. And it may not work, but that's what they could be holding out on. QJ Smith, better known as Nate Gary, thank you for Super Chat. He says, the Dallas Cowboys aren't America's team. They are America's failure. I like it. P.S. We need to sign Nate Gary for the sake of content. You just want me to go off. I hear you. I hear you. Many around the NFL were not as high on Reddick that the Eagles were, despite his recent sack totals. Some see him as a one-trick pony similar to Justin Babin. Oh, God, Babin. Oh, man. Don't. That's a horrible name. I think it depends on usage, Paul. He may be. It may be true. And then, we'll have to see. I still think that's why you can't act like you're okay at defensive line now or pass rusher. You still got to go out in the draft and get pass rushers. But, I think he'll be all right. But we'll see. Brady get Julio, it's over. He will be young again, then 5. Yeah, well, and he'll probably play half the snaps that he would like somewhere like Philly. You know what I mean? All the silence better not be for nothing because that's how it feels so far. Yeah, I feel like that. I feel you there. But I feel like all the silence is because we're getting ready to make the big move. That's what I'm thinking, Julio, yeah, I hear you, G-Code. Julio is a freak, but I just think, for the Eagles, it's too much, Rufus says, "5, you have too much faith. Howie has nothing going on. It's quiet because he's studying who the worst draft pick could be." Well, Rufus, if that is the case, man, I'm gonna have some big meltdowns coming. Yeah, Tampa Bay signed Godwin today too. That's right. But you know what I'm saying? Like you think about it. If Julio goes there, he doesn't play nearly as many snaps. He's got Evans, Godwin, Perryman all in front of him. So he doesn't have pressure. He doesn't have to play as much. And he probably plays a lot better. If he went to Philly, we're expecting him to start opposite of Devontae Smith. He won't last. We're going to run through the roster of whoever signs Watson looking for trades. Yeah, I hope so. And if that's the case, do we prefer he goes to New Orleans or Atlanta? JM, thank you for Super Chat. He says, slow free agency. Other new 76ers look very concerning. I'm trying not to panic on the Sixers because I'm hoping that it's just a matter of just getting things worked out, the kinks worked out. You know what I mean? It's crazy, man. I really, day one was so exciting when they signed Red. I really thought day 2 was going to be awesome. Michael, thank you for the Super Chat. He says, we get DK. That will be a plus for Howie this year. Getting DK would be huge for me. For me and my feelings towards Howie, it would be huge because I felt like that it would show Howie's humble. Like he got humbled. Like, hey, I made a mistake and I made it right. You know what I mean? Howie, I'm discussing a 12-year contract. I bet you are. The thing is, it's funny because, a lot of people say, man, you're too nice to Howie. And other people say I'm too mean. Like I feel like I'm right there in the middle. Like I try to be honest about where he deserves credit and where he doesn't. I don't feel like I'm a hater. I don't. I get mad at him, but Justin Ellis, thank you for Super Chat. He says, do you think this year Miles finally breaks out? He could have had a monster numbers last year if he could have just stayed healthy. I do. I think this I think Miles is gonna have a career year, and I think he's gonna have 10 touchdowns this year. He had no touchdowns last year. He's due to light it up. You know what I mean? How he wanted his money before signing anyone else. I know, it's crazy. Never in a million years did I think the best signing during the biggest signing for free agency was going to be Howie Roseman. I never thought that, you know. Sixers too soft. I'm sorry. Yeah, well, you might be right about that. And you know, you got to wonder about their bench too. I just don't know if they're deep enough. You know, those guys are going to have to play. The stars are going to have to play a lot in the playoffs. Philly, imagine we get Jordan Davis, Stingley, and drop. I mean, that would be like an A+ draft for me, Donnie. Donnie Beck, that would be A+ draft. Denzel Washington. That's right. He's signing himself. Browns out on Watson. Atlanta, Saint. What would you pick? If I was Watson, I'd probably pick the Saints. Because the thing is you get Atlanta, right? Atlanta's not ready to win now. So they're not ready to win now. They're not close. And they're going to give up a boatload of picks. So how are they going to build that team going forward with the salary cap problems and no draft picks? That's why the whole Deshaun Watson to Atlanta and Carolina, that's why it doesn't make sense to me. A place like Philly, whether he wants to go there or not, it would make sense because the Eagles could afford to get him this year and then still have all their picks to build the team in the future. It just doesn't make sense. I think if he goes to Atlanta, I think Atlanta's screwed. They're doing a Deshaun Watson update real quick. Let's see. So they're just saying Browns are out. So I'm going to do about a couple more minutes. Then I'm going to end it. I got my sick daughter. She wants some soup, so I want to get her some soup and stuff. I will be streaming tomorrow for about an hour or two. I won't be as long. Hopefully something happens, and I'll probably have a video later tonight recapping the day. Maybe the day of nothing because nothing's going on. You know? Phil, you think about – I would do it, Zachary. I would consider it. Like, if I felt like David Ojabo – let's say if I felt like David Ojabo was going to go mid-round, like if he's going to go middle to late first, and I can trade – and let's say Ahmad Gardner is going to go maybe between 6 and 10, I would trade up for him. And then I would try to draft David Ojabo with my second first-round pick. Something like that. Yeah, I would do it. I really think Sauce Gardner is a player, man. Rumor has Brown's interest in Winston to replace Mayfield. Well, yeah, I mean, they basically threw Mayfield to the wolves yesterday, right? So once you try to get Watson, Mayfield's not going to be happy there. He knows you don't like him, you don't want him. So they're forced to trade. They're forced to trade. They're going to have to trade Baker Mayfield. Mayfield's going to end up in the Colts, which to me is crazy because to me, Mayfield and Carson are similar. Dude, you've been streaming so long. I went to the store and came back. I know. Look, we've been almost 3 hours today. 4 hours the last 3 days. I told you guys I was beginning of free agency. I was going to stream. I'm going to stream as much as possible. We're going to do a lot of draft stuff. I'm gonna try to stay busy, man. I'm lucky that I'm home this week. If I ever could make this full time, this would be like I could do this every day. It would be great. One day maybe. I would love getting Devin Lloyd or Dean. I do. I would love it. I just can't see the Eagles going linebacker in first. I will say this though, Christian Harris is really growing on me a lot, you know. So I wouldn't mind him either, you know. And if you guys haven't, make sure you guys like, subscribe. We're gonna be doing this stuff every day. You don't want to miss any action. And if you've been subscribed for a while, just double check, make sure you're still subscribed because YouTube's been unsubscribing people. You know. When is the contract kick in for Watson? I think Friday. I think tomorrow. So I think they have to. He has to figure out where he's going today. So I think that'll come. The question is do they have a trade worked out? I don't know. That I don't know. Thomas, what's going on, man? I think it's funny when people, when you talk about Watson, people think I'm always assuming Watson's going to Philly. I don't assume that at all. I just think that the Eagles could be just waiting back and saying, we're not going to do anything just in case. And that's why we don't see anything. Otherwise, I don't know why the Eagles are quiet. Like, I can't imagine that they really are done after one guy. Yeah, Browns out of the running. It's down to Falcons and New Orleans. Michael, I still think they have to trade Mayfield because they already kind of burnt their bridge. You know, they had reports that said that the Browns front office wants an adult at quarterback and Mayfield's like a kid. Like, they've already trashed him enough. I don't think they can repair that. I think he's got to be moved. You know? Philly, this is going to be a scary season for the league from the Eagles. If Howie does the calculations, in this draft, have the perfect players to build around and surprise someone this year. I agree with you. Totally agree. There's great opportunity in this draft. No question about it. You know? Wave for, I think, aren't we on like the third wave by now? Aren't we on like the third wave? Philly, I love your streams on the Eagles, but I do wish we get a good vet corner and vet wide receiver before draft. Hey, listen, I'm all for a good veteran corner and wide receiver. I think you can find a good one that isn't shot. You know what I mean? That isn't at the end of the road. Like Bobby Wagner would be a perfect guy that's 31 years old that I would say bring him in, even though he's 31. Like, I mean, there are guys like Allen Robinson's still 28 years old. You know. So I got third round going fire. Yep. Ezekiel says, love you, Philly. We were getting DK, mark my words. All right, Ezekiel. I hope so, man. I will not forget you said that. Definitely not. That would be awesome. That'd be awesome. All right, guys. Well, listen, I'm gonna end this now. Hopefully, the Eagles do something. I'll probably have a video later. On the way out, make sure if you haven't, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. We'll be back again tomorrow. We're going to be doing Eagle stuff almost every day. You don't want to miss it. And regular NFL stuff, too. So you don't want to miss it. And if you've been subscribed a while, just double check. Make sure you're still subscribed. Thank you for all the super chats, all the likes, all the trolls, all the new subscribers. And guys, like Philly Crew 23, Alex, all the guys, with the disagreements. I enjoy the debate and going back and forth. Respect to all you guys. Joseph Vega says, I missed a super chat. I didn't see it, man. Well, thank you, Joseph Vega, for super chat. Was it a channel membership chat thing? It doesn't show up in StreamYard. I don't know why. But thank you, man. I appreciate that. It means a lot to me. And thank you, everybody. God bless. I'll be back tomorrow because I have to stay home because my daughter's homesick. So, yeah, you guys will see me later. No question about it. And if something big happens, we'll definitely be back. No question. Watson to Philly, we'll see. I don't know about that. But, all right, guys, I appreciate you. Love yous. I will talk to you later. And, of course, on the way out, you know who.
Enough time for one more play.
The officials are bad.
We had one
Yo,
more.
you gotta be motherfucking
You
kidding
got
me.
to kidding me. We have enough time for one more play.
Look at this motherfucker
What are you doing?
running from
What
a.
are you doing?
To get off the field on third down.
What was that bullshit?
That is not right.
Kellen Moore, he's got to be better, man. He wasn't.
Oh, that's some bullshit. What was that? We had enough time for one more
He
play.
had an opportunity to win that game at the end.
But the referee screwed us.
Way, but, this is just
The brother screwed us.
I'm upset, but
The brother screwed
it is what it
us.
is, man.
At least they fought back and tried.
Only Cowboys games.
Yeah, you
The brother
literally.
screwed us. The brother screwed us.
It's going to end the way
We had the opportunity for one more play.
up here right there, and I'll be able to use the original structure right there.